Good morning to all you beautiful people. You know what? I shouldn't even say good morning because by the time I finish editing this video and doing what I do to it, it may be the afternoon. So we're just going to say, hi, everybody. Hey to all the beautiful people in the world. Hopefully, good people. The world need more good people. So be one of those good people. Welcome to this new day, which it was not promised to you, but God gave it to you anyway because He loves you and He cares. Even though you may not know Him or care about Him, He still loves you and He gave you this new day. So happy Friday. You made it. You made it. Yay! I don't know what you have planned for your weekend, but whatever you do, be safe, okay? And if you're gonna be bad, be good at it, okay? Well, you guys should know who I am, right? Do I have to say my name? I guess I do. Hi, my name is Saniqua Young. Welcome to my channel. It's so silly. Like my name is already like coming across the screen, Saniqua Young, but I will say it. My name is Saniqua Young, and welcome to my channel. All right, so I'm getting used to looking at the camera instead of looking at the screen, so just bear with me. I woke up this morning and I seen that Shrink Champs had Kanye on there. And I'm like, when? When this happened? 6 hours ago. 6 hours ago, at the time that I woke up, it was like 5 a.m. in the morning, like between 4 and 5. So that means it would have had to come out last night around maybe 10 or 11, something like that. I don't know, my math ain't all that great. But that's why people used to take my points when I play domino. You know, I'd be counting 5, 10, 50, count two down. So people count my points, take my points, but had to get better at that. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm about to watch this Drink Champ right now, okay? For the first time. I didn't want to watch it without recording myself watch it because I'm just the type of person that's very not dramatic, but yeah, I just, am opinionated. Yep. And I be having a lot of points and things I be needing to like just, not I need to, but you'll see. You'll see. So I'm gonna play this right now. And I don't know if I'm going to pause and then comment or if I'm going to actually just let it play and just try to talk over it and hopefully you can hear me because the computer don't have a best microphone and I need to get all the hooks up, the hookups together. You know what I'm saying? Got the hookups. Just got to hook it up and, put it together and all that stuff need to be moved. But anyway, in the meantime, in between time, life still goes on. So let's go ahead and watch this, okay? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let's see. We can see. We always looked at rappers or we always looked at certain people as superheroes or supermen. This guy that stands to the left of me, he be doing his introduction for his guests. I watch this show on a regular anyway, pretty more often than I've ever thought to, but I do. I love Nori. He thinks he was the best rapper alive, and I somewhat think he was very dope. I'm not gonna say the best. I don't know about the best, but he grabs my attention more than Jay-Z and them. And I'm just saying, but he didn't get the same love and the same exposure. And this is why I comment on Busta Rhymes. I think Busta Rhymes should battle him. Why, man, like, what hits you got? He got a couple of hits, but I think people who don't have the hits. Anyway, let's watch it. And I'm gonna pause. I think that verses should also be about people who everybody don't know, the people, the artists that aren't popular, because we know that the industry is set up where they only let certain artists make it big anyway, right? And get all the exposure. You only hear the same freaking songs spinning on the radio, the same freaking artists performing at award shows, getting awards, like the same actors. Like it's very tight niched, okay? For whatever reason, we're not going to go into the conspiracies, but I'm just saying that I had a couple of Nori CDs, and it was him, Royce 5'9". Um, I always thought Jada was hot too. Um, but it was like it's a couple of rappers who had a different kind of flow going on about themselves, and they was really hot. But for some reason, they just never took off in the industry. So when it comes to a versus, I think it should be a less popular artist going against a more popular artist that made it into the mainstream, and let the people decide between the two. You know, who got it. But it's not even about really comparing the two. It's really about giving everybody that time to shine and that exposure. So, I mean, I think that was my point for saying Nori against Busta Rhymes or Eminem. But, because Eminem is just as, characteristic and have a lot of personality in his songs as Busta Rhymes do. But his catalog don't match up, though. But okay, here we go. Press the play.
Yo, yeah, I thank you so much, man, because on the real to real, I know you don't have to do this. Um, you at a level in your life where it seems like you're free. It seems like you just feel like you're free. You
The
really showed up
haircut
with no
says it
security. Not
all.
having security.
He got
I'm
the
sorry.
haircut wrong.
I just said, no, I just can't let you walk around like that because we're gonna kill somebody if somebody
I
calls you. I'm
seen
just throwing
some
it out there.
memes
I just throwing it out there. So
when
sorry.
they acting like Stevie Wonder cut his hair with Edward
How is it? Like, how
Scissorhands.
is it? Like, what's going on in your life? It's just because I heard you told
But
me
I
on
think
the
he did
phone
it
the other
without a
day. You said
mirror.
you don't even,
I think it just was
you don't
like
even have a house. That's how rich you are. You don't even have a house.
he's so rich he don't have a house.
How is that?
Yeah, I restore houses. I'm very into architecture, but I'm not into the class system where it's like that's
Architecture
one
or
of the main things they
construction or
use to
real
control
estate? Which
us. I
one?
think my whole existence is about not being out of control, but being out of their control, being in
I
control
know
of
that's
yourself.
right.
So a house is the first thing that they give you that your entire existence. When I look out at the skyscrapers in New York, I'm like, everybody that's in all those buildings spending that time away from their family working. And one of the main thing is the idea of a house.
Security.
Yeah, security. 'Cause I remember saying,
I never cared about a
I was
house.
arguing with this one publicist, and
I never
told
really
the
cared
person
about
that
things
I wasn't gonna have a house.
and
And he
status.
spazzed on me, said, "You've done too much in your life to not have a house. You need a house." Like, so try to
That's something my mama
impose
said.
that idea.
No, my mother.
But my home is
You
just
need a house.
when my daughter FaceTimes me. That's what my home is.
Switch your voice for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you have land, though. You believe
I may get one though.
right.
But no matter where, you never own it. We never own anything on this earth. We just still renting it, even when we say we own it.
It didn't look like a cell. It looked like a jail cell. I'm gonna throw it out there.
Yeah, but except for I can come and go, so. Big difference there. That's the difference.
We living in that stadium.
It's this idea, this monk lifestyle. Like I heard that it's like trust fund kids. It's kind of on the same wave right now.
Funny. That's what his hair kind of do remind me of the light bender, but the opposite. How the light bender he bald everywhere, but he got the arrow just cut into his head with the line straight back. That's what Kanye hair kind of remind me of, but the opposite. It has like it's just a patch of hair missing, and I don't know. maybe he going bald and he got mad and he was like, "Well, fuck it." I just took like patches out everywhere, and he going with it because he Kanye. So anything he do can be a thing. You know what I'm saying? When that's what that celebrity status do. But talking about Monk, when you confine yourself to small spaces and away from people and don't really associate yourself with what's going on in the world too much, like monks do. Like I always said, if I was to practice being a monk with my lightness that I have, the way that I am, people who know me know what I'm talking about, okay? Just never wanted to share with the world, but I'm trying. I'm be crawling right now before I actually open up, but I feel like I will probably start levitating. Like seriously, just levitating and I don't know what they call it when you just kind of warp through time. I probably would, but because I have so much in my mind, it's always so busy. Like I'm confined to this place. But I'm just, he mentioned that monk situation, and I just wanted to comment on that. Let's get back to Mr. Yay, as that's his name, right? Yay now.
That they being homeless on purpose. Right. But I traveled to Paris like a couple weeks ago, and I had to go through Lisbon because you can go through Lisbon without being vaccinated. I only got one of the shots, so I'm half vaccinated. So I dropped.
Funny. That is funny. It's a crazy amount of percentage of people who's only been half vaccinated, right? So it's really nothing to brag about because a lot of those people been half vaccinated since the vaccine came out. And we know that the vaccine doesn't last longer than so many months, depending on how your body metabolizes and how it goes through what it needs to go through. So you end up needing your boosters, right? So you can, stay strong and able to, be immune and fight the virus. So when I hear, Biden and all them be like, I don't know if it was 67%, but it was a nice percent. I know it was over 50 of people who only been half vaccinated. That percentage of people are people who are still leery and they're not sure if they really want to go all the way. So they got one foot outside the door and still one foot inside the house. They're not sure if they really to go all the way out with this situation. So, when you talk about non-vaccinated, you still should be talking about the ones that are half vaccinated because those numbers actually kind of go over here more so than they go over there. You understand? Okay. All right. Get back to the video. I'm just saying this kind of how it's gonna go, and I guess I am paused.
And Lisbon is a 15-hour ride, and usually people say, "Well, I had to." I got to take this 15-hour ride. Something Steven Spielberg had told me at this route. I'm just have. There's gonna be shameless names drops. It's gonna be like a lot of names drops. I love it. I love it. Get it. Continue. So I was sitting next to Oprah at this Ralph Lauren dinner talking to Steven Spielberg.
Name dropping silly. Chicago shit.
Continue. Across from Hillary Clinton.
That's status shit.
Actually was with her.
But it's for real though for him now. But you kind of fake it till you make it in the shot.
From Lisbon to Paris, but the thought was I get to take the ride. The ride was beautiful, so it's just a perspective on life. Like when I go through just the different changes in my life, my family. A friend of mine said, "Are you sad?" And when I really thought about it, I started to look at life like it was a video game. I'm like, every part of it is really lit. The things that hurt you, the things that you're happy about, the things that that push your ego, that support your ego, the things that down your ego. Like I've been saying this like for a couple weeks. Like ego and anger love to hang out. They best friends.
Oh, absolutely. Ego and anger. Oh shit, I ain't know that.
They hype each other up. Yeah, definitely. So they cousins? Yeah, they definitely. Okay, they definitely blood. Okay. So the more and more, you lean into your ego. I wrote this song for Donda that we're gonna bring out on a bonus album. That's saying on the deluxe, but it said if I let go, let God and let go, I got.
I'm gonna pause that 'cause I don't want him to get too far before I forget my 2 points. First point is that a cousin of mine, cousin friend, been friends for a long time. You know how black people do when you friends for a long time or you close to people, they become like family. So you end up calling them cousins or sisters or whatever, right? But she asked me, she was like, "What do you do to stay happy?" When she asked me that, I'm like, I don't I don't never have to think about what to do to be happy because I'm always happy, I guess. I don't know. I'm be happy, like just I don't know. I just never thought about that, like, you know, I don't have to do things to be happy. I just am happy. I mean, probably because I am overwhelmed with gratitude to, I serve Jesus. I don't, you know, Yahweh, you can call him that. That's what he is, as far as the Hebrews go, but, or, you guys, Muslims, your Allahs, or, was it, Buddhism, the Buddha, what did Jewish people, Elohim, I don't know. I don't, whatever. But that's where my peace, my joy, my love, my strength, everything come from. So I don't know. I never really had to think about, you know, what, actually, the only time I had to think about how to be happy is when I was going through some dark times in my life as far as relationships with, men, like, those type of relationships, or relationships with ex friends, or, or, or like family life situations and things like that. And I always say, I can't wait for this to be a memory. But other than that, I used to still just command my peace. I command peace wherever I go, and within peace comes happiness. And I mean, you just have to figure out your own way. I know um, working out uh, helps release a lot of stress for me. I've always been silly, um, and I don't need to be drunk to have a good time and to dance, you know? And I don't have to be around people to be happy either. Like, you know, so when you ask, what do you do to be happy? It's nothing I have to do to be happy because I am happy. So that was the first point. Second point was when he's talking about evil feeding the ego. That's true. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. But remember, there's two sides to every coin, right? So I believe that good can also feed your ego. I read something when it was an Indian story. I don't know if it was a proverb, but they were talking about, it was a father talking to his son and about like good and evil, and like them being wolves, right? So it's all about how much you feed the wolf, how much you feed into evil, how much you feed into good. That will feed into your ego. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes no matter if God has a plan over your life, okay, you do evil, it's not gonna work out for you. Okay? There's people out here that can do evil shit, that can steal, kill, get away with it, still be happy, sleep at night, no problem. Like I ain't gonna say happy, but like it's like they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like no big deal, you know. Oh, they still out here, you know, doing what they doing, doing the money, on the what they got their money onto the air, whatever, whatever, whatever. All this grandeur life that people be living or whatever and doing what they doing, I doubt this all comes from good, right? But I'm just saying, let someone that God has ordained for a purpose try to live that kind of life, you're going to jail. You're going to have a problem. Things ain't going to work out for you. You're going to wonder why you have this weight and this pressure on you. Why it's so hard for you and not for the other person. That's because you're not meant to be evil. So when he say, you know, evil feeds the ego, yeah, it does. If that's what you like feeding into, if that's what you're focusing on, if you're being an evil person, then yeah, okay, I guess so. But that can be reversed. You know, you just choose to do better. You drown out evil by doing good. Sometimes you gotta do a little bad though to drown out evil. And that's when good, I mean, bad is good. Okay? There is some bad that's good. The righteous bad. But anyway, let's get back to this video. Okay.
Gotta let it go. I
He's
gotta
singing.
let's go. And then Trey's got this line that makes you think about Miami. It says, fly into the Mondrian, dun, dun, dun. Actually, it had the next line, but I like the opening line. But it's like going to Paris. I get there and I get to the Ritz Hotel and they say they ain't got no rooms. And you know, there's a couple of times I just had to like pull my mask down. Like, you don't have no room? And I put it. Okay, let me look for a room for you. Kind of currency. Yeah, the vision of life is not to have money and possessions, is to have relationships and make it to the point where I've done so much with so many people that my money is can't spend anywhere. I go to a restaurant, they be like, yo, your money's no good here. So they charge me for the room.
He says to have relationships. I guess. I don't care to have relationships. But I probably should. I probably should. I heard they're beneficial. But yeah. Let's continue.
They gave you a room. They found a room.
I used to have plenty of relationships though, but not so much now. I enjoy my peace. My peace is so awesome. Look at me. You see this? This is 42. Well, 41. I'll be 42 soon. So, peace.
And then the next day, the CEO of Balenciaga came to pick me up. This guy named Cedric. And actually, I was trying to hire as a CEO my boy Jean Toutot, the head of APC, which is basically like the French version of Gap, which is the first person that was in a prestigious position to really let me do a collaboration with them. And so we had this APC collection that sold out back in the day.
And this was before the Louis collab?
Yeah. You know what?
The Louis collab was first.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you for
I'm a fan.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah. The Louis collab was great. So I wanna go back to certain things.
He was right.
But so the CEO of Balenciaga picked me up. Now I came with all I got is this like little bag. That's like my house, and my house changes in size depending on how big my bag is. Like I had this one that was like a laminate size, and once I got the Apple headphones, they wouldn't fit in it, so I had to get a bigger house, which ended up being talk about a mobile home. Yeah, which ended up being this one, right? And I'm so happy that Thugs wear this bag now, so people stop calling it. So people could stop down and me.
Keep the weed in there. Keep the weed in there. Keep the weed in there.
Louis bag. This is not the fashion. So
I wonder if he's gonna
I
drink.
ride to the Balenciaga store with the CEO of Balenciaga, and I didn't have a change of underwear. But for what, I've done with
Free
Balenciaga,
ballot.
especially over the past 4 months, guess what, my underwear and socks in the VM for the next 4 days in Paris.
Who needs underwear?
Balenciaga underwear for free. And that's when I was sitting there, I was like, yo, this is my vision on life. To not even have to have a house, to have a place in every single city, every single country that I could go to. Somebody's like,
That's
you can
good.
stay here, you can sleep here. Like my dog Boo was like, man, you in my city?
We call brother Boo.
Yeah. He was like, you in my city? And the first one I saw, I was like, nigga, I was born in Atlanta. I was like, I humble myself, said, yes, sir. With a bunch of eyes. And he's like, yo, I'm down here working on KCI. I'm in Houston, but you can stay in my crib. And I know I got a bunch of cribs I can stay at in New York. I know I got a bunch of cribs I can stay at. And you just move around. Like, first it was like Yasin. Think about Mos Def. He changed the name to Yasin, and he started moving around. So I would think about how he was moving around. Just going through.
Until he went to Africa. I don't know where he was. And they blocked him from coming back to the States for years. I don't know how many years it was, but I know it was years. I still don't think he comes to the state unless he's doing a job.
The airport, sometimes standing in line, sometimes not standing in line, getting a Uber. Uber be canceling on me. I'm not gonna say Uber's trash now. I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You told me that the other day. You said you be calling Ubers and Ubers be canceling on you. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Your profile doesn't say
funny.
I was like, no, I really am canceled, I guess. But
I wonder why.
4.9 stars on your profile. Do you? Yeah, I don't even know I barely know how to work it. I just got my Apple Pay, just mad.
You just got Apple Pay. Let's make some noise for you. Because you really are a superhero.
Man, I don't trust putting my credit card in nobody's phone. I'm just telling y'all.
Apple Pay, but now it's time to make Apple Pay.
Wow.
All right, go ahead.
That was all. I'm still on that ball. Okay, so.
Because you just mentioned him.
Have you watched Versus?
Yes, yeah.
You know where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Where?
Would you step into that ring?
Let's talk about you, nigga. Talk about you stepping in that ring.
People to go against me at one time.
Something else.
I need producers. I need people who make good albums. I need people who make radio hits. I need every single Gemini, specifically MC. I need every. Okay. Top 5, especially Gemini. Would you like a glass?
Coming for
Let me
Kendrick.
explain what Hennessy is doing to the community.
Okay. Keep pouring up.
People gonna say they want Ye against.
Who?
Who you think the people think they want to see you against?
Ho.
There's only 2 people really out there. Yeah.
No, I think it'd be
Drake,
right?
Thank you. And Hov, that's probably it.
I didn't think about that one.
I did.
That's exactly right there. He watching you.
Yeah, I know. That's why your so-called brother was holding you back and stealing your flow before he let you go ahead and release your album.
You and Drake together. Who's winning that?
I'm winning every situation.
You call that confidence? Come on. Salute with my coffee.
Holy shit.
And who producer-wise, though? Would it be Drake?
Producer-wise? Well,
You talking about Dre.
I need to have like a month long.
I thought about
different
Dre.
categories, different styles. You have a season of your own verses? Yeah. That'd be new. That'd be some new shit. Yeah. At a certain point, I could just be versing myself. It could be this album against that album. I had to go Dark Fantasy against. Well, I don't think anything goes against Dark Fantasy, but College Dropout against
The old graduation.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
We do the old year against New Year.
We do all like sample drums versus trap drums. We do all bars versus all different name changes going against each other. Yeah. Different eras of.
Did he go against somebody?
This is exciting shit.
Holy moly, guacamole.
I just want to support the fans. It's not for me. If Swiss come to you, because it's not about money with you. I can tell it's not about money with you. But Swiss, Timberland say, you and Drake against one another. You saying you're going to take it and you're going to smoke it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's all I need to be clear.
But it already happened. He played one of my leaked songs and it was better than every other song this year.
Because you did leak Drake's address, correct?
No, he advertised it when he was building the house. Everyone knows it. It's like a place in Canada.
They know they be killing me when I be seeing them throw up them little gang signs. They just be representing themselves like the GD, High School, the Stones,
you can find it. That's how
Crips and everybody.
It's on Google Maps.
I like it. That's my word. You know I made up that word. Googleable.
But what I will say, I understand that, in all of the back and forth that me and Drake have had, it's like life is like the NBA. Yeah. And people are either on your team or they're on another team. And everybody plays games in different kind of ways. And you can't be mad for somebody. At the end of the day, this man has sold more records than anybody. And part of his technique in basketball, people got different techniques. Like I went to the gym with Kobe, and we didn't even really get to play ball. All he did was show me videos of Scottie Pippen. And Scottie Pippen's got a wide wingspan, right. But he didn't talk about that. He talked about how fast he was moving his feet. And he was like, yo, this is inhuman.
I don't even understand Ye and Drake beef. Literally. Nobody beef, really.
Drake
I don't understand.
Do a diss, like an outright diss song where it's a headshot. He's gonna
all I know
set it up like war. You know what I'm saying?
All I know is Drake's speaking voice, like his literal talking voice, as a real person, does not match his rapping voice, which surprised the shit out of me. Like, nigga, are you acting when you rapping? He put on a whole facade when he rapping for y'all. Anyway.
So you already got that. It's like away games and home games and stuff like that.
But he's good though. He's good though. He got some good music. This shit be kind of hard.
Like professional rap. So all that's there. So.
But I'm just saying.
If he goes out a bar right here, it might be a bar only.
Yo.
Like
the way he talked though.
Right. But it's all psychological, right? So it's like what button is someone gonna hit? Where you hit him? It's like I was just at the game with Jay Prince last night. And it was talking about how many below the belts there were, how many this there was, and the whole thing about
that record that
you know what it is? I got the perfect. I never thought about this tonight.
Okay.
You know what? I bit his ear.
Ooh.
I bit his ear.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't see what Holyfield was doing. Right. They ain't see what he was doing. Tyson like telling the refs like, yo, you ain't see this? You ain't see this? He's like, Tyson, I'm gonna just take this in my own hands. I've never heard of this. No, but you making me know just because it's in front of me. I was like, I was a fight there. We're talking about this. We've been, discussing doing things together to bring attention to Hoover's situation.
Right.
And actually, I got Larry Hoover Jr. with me.
I introduced myself. I recognize his face.
So at a certain moment, I want to take a moment where you can talk about exactly how y'all can really understand this leader and political prisoner.
Right.
Like when I went to the White House, I said, this is me in a different dimension. Any one of us that can organize somebody, they're going to take us down. They've been taking, the leaders and the fathers out of the community and only leave us with
facts. It's been proven through history. It's like there's been a racial war against melanated people since beginning of civilization. Like even before it came over here into the Americas. In fact, speaking of that, just something that came to my mind. Somebody was like, I don't understand why, as Americans, we care so much about Queen Elizabeth and the royals and, you know, their kids and all that, and we walk the band, right? Apparently, I'm not one to really care that much because I can't even say their name. Prince Charles, uh, Romeo, Luther, and Gerald. I don't know. I don't know their names, but a lot of people do. A lot of people are really like keyed in to what's going on over there in Europe. And something came to me like, because that's where they migrated from. The people who helped establish this, United States of America as we know it, European people, came from Europe, Britain. That's the connection. Boom. But anyway, let's go back to our brother Ye talking about what he's talking about. Told y'all he's gonna be popping in every once in a while.
The hustler mentality, because you ain't got a dad that's showing you how to save money and what property to buy and how to build your own factories. We're gonna be jumping up and down for the idea of like Virgil getting a job for Bernard Arnault, or me getting a job at the Gap or Adidas. A lot of times it's like we all was born white supremacist, racist, and homophobic. That's the bottom. That's the baseline. That's a
So in regards to that, I mean, they don't teach us finances, you know, or about property or taxes and things like that in school growing up, and neither do a lot of parents. That's fact. He's right about that. Um, but like, it's great to have entrepreneurs out there. Um, but just as well as you need your bosses, you need your employees. You need people that's willing to do all the other jobs that you're not willing to do. So don't throw shade on the garbage man, the Gap employee, the McDonald's employee, even though that may not be for me or that may not be for you, you know. Don't hate on them. And it's not to say that I would never do it. I had retail jobs when I was like 16 years old, 17 years old. Shit, I was down a supervisor at that age, holding keys, opening and closing the store, counting out the register, dropping off deposits at 16. Very responsible. So I mean, just don't throw shade, because everybody needs to occupy a certain space in this life in order for things to work. But like I said, you need your entrepreneurs, you need your innovators, you need your creators, you need the moguls, you need the people who the visionaries, you know what I'm saying, that think about the big picture as well. So, and you want to, if you are able to feed that into your children, you know, and cater and nurture that type of attitude and way of thought process, then kudos, okay, kudos, because you're setting them up for success, right? That's what you want. You don't. I mean, we don't want to put down the people who get the mediocre jobs and not celebrate them, because guess what, you're trying today. People don't even want to work at all. They don't even, back in Yay Day when he's talking about growing up, and when I was growing up, those type of jobs was like, yeah, okay, that's what's up. You're getting some independency. That's not where you need to stay. You can grow from there. But today, people are not trying to work at all. Like, it's just, yeah, they rather steal. They rather steal and kill than to actually get out and work, because ain't no real money. Ain't no real money. They can make more selling drugs and robbing people and boostering stuff and, running schemes and things like that, than actually going to a regular job. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the entrepreneurship in them too. If they refocus that, they can do some wonderful things. Some of the best businessmen in the world are drug dealers. Even Elon Musk said that. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. It's gonna be a long video if I keep on talking like this, because this is already 2 hours and 24 minutes for this yay interview.
I don't even have the word for it, but it's like a phobia of mental health. That's the thing when people try to write it off. That's like even when I cut my hair like that, I'm like, yo, they're gonna try to fix
What's the name of that haircut?
At first, I called it the Britney.
Oh, Britney Spears. Okay, I get it.
Now it could be called a Yay.
I told y'all. He had a moment. He had a moment. I don't know if because the hair was thinning like LeBron up in here, and then he just, or he just one day was mad. I've done it before. Just went kind of crazy for a moment back in the day when I was young. My man was like playing with my hair, and I was already frustrated feeling a certain type of way, and I was sick of it, so I just went in and just started cutting it all off. My girlfriend and her cousin came downstairs like, Sneaker, what are you doing? Oh my God! And I thought I was crazy, but it was a moment. It was a moment. So he called her Brittany because it's a moment. He had a psychotic moment, a mental breakdown moment. Okay, but now he rocking it though because he's gay and he can do that. You know what I'm saying? He can do what he want to do. He can rock a booger in his nose, and it's gonna be talked about, and he gonna keep that booger right there just so y'all can always see it. It's gonna actually start. He gonna program it so it can talk for him at interviews. Like he can do anything. That's gay. Come on.
But when I see that, bro, I'm telling you. The Declaration of Insanity is a form of censorship and control.
Like, you taking some Hennessy to help?
You gonna give him some more to drink?
I don't know what the hell you talking about, but it's a good.
Sorry, Sam, I don't know what the hell you talking about.
You gotta sip it. It doesn't count unless you sip it.
Nah, I mean, feds, Democrat, whatever, they know who I am. So I was up there like, man, maybe I shouldn't do this interview, because that's when they gonna come. You gotta understand,
Kobe. Say whatever the fuck you want over here.
Yeah, but it's everything has like a butterfly effect. Kobe died
all day.
In Calabasas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On the street where I would drive my kids to school.
That's crazy.
This video game, this Grand Theft Auto, is real. So
I thought people was crazy when they used to say that when we was growing up about the video games like Mortal Kombat and all that, desensitizing the youth to violence. You know what I'm saying? And then here come Grand Theft Auto. Okay, how many people got their car robbed? It was like a thing in Chicago. Kids, they were kids, just carjacking people with nice cars. It didn't have to be a nice car, just carjacking people to go on joyrides. Like, what does that sound like? Grand Theft Auto all day. They try to act like, oh no, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just for fun. It's for entertainment. No, it's programming. It's programming.
But with me and Drake, we all really on the same team. Just even on this planet, period, we're on the same team. We the people we think is our ops and all this stuff. Once we understand, and this is, I think, the job that God actually has for me, is for us to all realize that we are playing inside of the same time. There's one thing we all got in common: if we all in the same place in the Christian calendar, at all times, we could be the first civilization to become civil. As a matter of fact, let me take out the word can. I hate the word can. I hate these like in between, word can and should, and if is like feds.
And
it's like you think it's what you
and
did, not
try.
really like the fourth leg that could just fall anytime your whole table fall over. Like, that's why we have to will these things in fruition. So we say we will be the first civilization to become civil. We still in the dark ages. We attack each other. Mentally, we go back to the rap stuff with me and Drake. We in World War III. This is warfare right here.
I promise, I kind of feel like a lot of these beefs and situations that happen in the music industry or what have you are orchestrated to bring exposure, because bad exposure, good exposure is still exposure. So, I just always thought that a lot of times, like even when it comes to, Brother Umar talking about Tariq or the other gentleman who made fun of his he made a school song for him talking about some what's the name of that school? I can't remember the name. M some MGD is coming. Some I can't remember how it go, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But I be thinking like a lot of figures kind of like have fake beef just to get exposure, publication, and relevance so they can stay relevant. And you guys can keep talking about them, and hopefully that can lead to jobs and things like that because they're a hot topic, a trending topic right now. So remember, I told you I got a problem looking at myself and looking at this thing on camera. But let me go ahead. He's saying that like it's actually something going on, but Drake is oblivious to the fact that it's not worth what it is. Like, just need to come together and be cool and let's go ahead and make this song together. That'll drive you crazy. Gay and motherfucker Drake got a song.
They do. People can comment on you online that you don't know. You can't come see them. You know what I'm saying? It's in Korea, the suicide rates is crazy. People's esteem, how you feel about yourself, body dysmorphia, overdoing it with the drip and all that. So I'm about like Robin Hood really breaking down the class system. That's why I went to the Gap.
You can't talk to me about overdoing it with drip when you got drip on your teeth. When you be having drip on your teeth, brother, please.
Like people say, man, Virgil went to Louis, you went to the Gap. I said, I always
you all about that life. I'm just saying.
Egalitarian. Yeah, I work for the Gap, so it was meant to be. I always felt like Gap was sort of like Apple of apparel. For me, esteem and clothing is so connected. Your ego connected to the first time my mom bought me some Jordans in fourth grade. I didn't even know they was the fours. I got the fours in fourth grade. If I was always good for like lineups like that. And
your ego is supposed to be supported by love, guidance, building your confidence, not by things, not by giving you things, so that everybody in school or everybody in your neighborhood, everybody at the church can be like, "Ooh, you got them new Jordans."
Somebody told my mama he gonna like this, and then I walked through the school and everybody was looking at my shoes. I didn't even know about it. Then I would go visit my dad out in Tacoma Park, Maryland, and it was this rich kid that had enough Jordans to be able to wear mismatched Jordans like BBD. And he'd have them with the Jabot shorts and with a polo shirt. Because I'm coming there dressed like Heavy D with the metal with the tip of my shoes and stuff with like rayon shirts and polka dots. And he's like, we don't dress like that no more. We dress like this. I came back to Chicago with the new style, and ever since then, I always been like ahead of niggas. And I always like that feeling of being ahead. But if you ahead long enough, you need to become the head. You need to become the leader. So I had a wildest conversation. I remember this one time. Lauren gonna be mad at me, but I texted her. I said, I'm saying Lauren. You talking about Lauren Hill? Yeah, Lauren Hill. Yeah. Okay. There's gonna be a lot of super name drops. In the graphics ready. And I was like, I'm the leader. And she was like, you a leader. You're not a leader.
Okay.
She didn't call you the leader. That's the supreme leader. Yeah, but no, the supreme leader is God, but God appoints leaders. Right. At a certain point, they are leaders. Right. So all the like Me Too, like when I sit next to Marilyn,
and even God's, okay, when you become all knowing, at peace, and do the Lord's will, the way he see fit, you can be considered a god. Yep, yep. God with a lowercase g though, not the big G. Like you said, there's only one supreme God. Okay, but leaders, gods, yeah.
And the baby right after both of them got canceled for 5 songs. Right. You know, it's like they can't cancel us all. Right. They canceled Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle ain't getting canceled. That's what I'm saying. Right. We got it, and then it's like they'll hit you with like an accusation or somebody that you was with, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then also it's like there's women who have been through really serious things, pulled in alleys against their will. That's different than a hug, right. But it's classified as the same thing. It's classified as the same thing. It's power in politics. Power hungry maniacs and just
low key talking about the agenda to use the Me Too movement as a means to like assassinate people, as far as their character and their status in whichever industry they're in, or or field, whether it's politics, sports, music.
Maybe you shouldn't be buying. If you suggesting that to me, why are you so into it? Unless you
They're doing that with the LGBTQ community too. But anyway, they're doing it with them too, though. They're using another agenda, whether it be corporate, whether it be, political, white supremacy, whatever y'all want to call it. It's something else going on where they're attacking certain figures of influence to demean them and to railroad their career.
The first one for Higher Land, we started with 24. For the Donda album, yeah, we started with 24. All my people out the trenches, living up, making all right. And then the funny thing, I had a clip of Kobe and his daughter in the video, and we called his wife everything, and we couldn't get it cleared. But one of the things when Kobe passed, there was somebody that I used to work with whose wife literally tweeted, "Let's not forget that Kobe was accused." And that's what they said. And that's what Snoop reacted to that. Yeah. Because, okay, continue. So that's what they said, because you talk about superheroes. Right. They don't want to, what did AZ say? They don't want to see a black man turn to John Gotti or Khaled. But like, they don't want you to have this. They want you to have a house. They want you to have the cars. They want you to look at the numbers
be in debt
on, Billboard or
and
Spotify, or that's completely controlled.
Trying
they want
to
you
compete.
to look at they want you to base your self-esteem off of TikTok. Hi, God. If another nigga talk to me about TikTok,
like my baby said, you posting all these videos, how many views you getting? It don't matter. It don't matter how many views I get, because it'll happen when it happens. I'm still gonna put it out there. It is what it is. I don't do what I do for the views. If the views come, so be it. Because you watching me, I feel like, could be beneficial for you. I mean, not so much just for me, but for you. For you. Like, and also, if this digital world stay around and the great blackout never happens, then all this information will be archived forever, even when I'm gone. It's like history books or something, You just log in everything. I don't log everything though, but I log some things, and this will be in the logs, views or not.
Bro, it's fine. Y'all can play, praise God and everything, and that's great. I'm happy that it connects to my children and everything, but it's none of these things that can make me, and that's the idea of being a nomad. I like that term though, because I was talking to the head of IKEA about creating. I'm sure he won't like that.
Keep going. I'm into it.
He's like, this is the first person that went and Me Too himself. So wait, you not laughing. You didn't like that. I'm reading the energy in the room. It's like an uproar. Here comes the backlash.
Let's go. You the president of IKEA. What happened?
He's gonna be like, so I was just talking to her. I said, look, we need to create better situations for homeless people. You know, it's a really utopian dictator concept. Okay, we're gonna eradicate homelessness. What about people who want to be homeless?
And there's a lot of them that want to be
homeless. There's a lot of people. So that would change. You got to think. We used to have water fountains.
So cool.
Now we got a plastic problem because of water bottles. That's capitalism.
Right.
You know, everyone only thinks about themselves, especially our black leaders.
Right.
Wouldn't none of us run on stage? Wouldn't none of us say, George Bush don't care about? We are very self-interested.
Diplomatic.
One of the best moments in American history.
Go along, get
George Bush
along.
don't care about black people. And when you told Taylor Swift that Beyonce had the best video.
Yeah, and I was very...
That's American history right there.
And I was very...
Thought that was weird though and shit, cause I don't know about that. I like the Dale fucking Applemore and shit. I'm like, this nigga really trying to, you know, get some love with them.
But that's American history. Like, what was it Hennessy that night that with Taylor Swift when you sat there? Because why did you want to do that?
You know,
I wasn't Dale. That was another
you know, I
time.
found my dad's Playboy when
That
I
was another award time when Dale ended up getting an award. And that girl got her award and cried so hard. She was hurt that Beyonce didn't get the award. And she wanted to give it to Beyonce because she was like, your Lemonade album, it spoke to me. And it healed me in a time when I needed it. I still have not listened to the Lemonade album, but I would have to say for the songs I heard, they were great, you know. I love me some Beyonce, but y'all be doing too much when it comes to these artists. Like, oh no, y'all be putting them on a whole nother status. It's supposed to entertain us.
So I actually was carrying both of my addictions, one in one arm, one in the other. I was actually talked in to going to the award show. At that time, it was Don C's job to talk me into stuff. They find new people whose job would be to talk me into doing something that I don't want to do. Influencers, people around you. So that night I said, man, I'm not going to this
handlers
award show. I'm not sitting through this no more. And the very first
award,
they sitting in the front. Now you got Single Ladies video is like
you was Amber at the time, right?
Yeah. Okay. They got this is one of the best videos of
that was good though.
In history.
Come on, Beyonce.
Yeah, the Single Ladies. So it's not that it's just
that was good
for her. When an artist does something that's that compelling and incredible, we gotta respect it. Right. Like I feel like this year should nobody just even put their album in the category of album of the year, so I could finally have album of the year. Because you don't want to be the person that beat Donda for album of the year. No, you gotta understand. I made Watch the Throne, and I made Watch the Throne and Dark Fantasy in the same year. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in the same year, and neither of them got nominated for album of the year.
Wow. Not even nominated.
Not even nominated.
Politics.
So, and you know what I love? Hey, I'm gonna just tell y'all this. When white people say the word rapper, that is saying nigger. When you say it to me, you getting away with saying nigger. Damn. Oh, the rapper.
Okay.
Oh, the rapper. Or like last night on the game, they had my face on the Chiron and on the screen and said,
it's dismissive. In other words,
hip hop artists. Specifically, I was like, I got a PhD from the Art Institute of Chicago, from the most prestigious art school in the world. Wow. Could I at least be called an artist? But in here it's like in America, they're not gonna just give it to you, but it's to be bought. It's to be taken. You know what I'm saying? Like,
everything's for sale in America.
This
only in America.
I'm not
Dragon's blood. They be talking about.
Yeah, absolutely dragon's blood. In the Bible, they got dragons. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. There will be blood, bro. Like, remember when the dude brother acted like he was his brother and everything, and like I don't know if y'all seen this movie. It's one of my favorite movies, but that's me, bro. That's me, bro. It's like the kid with the pink polos. I be telling people like, yo, it's not like that no more with me. And period, like, bro. Like, cause you know what I'm saying? They did everything. God gave me that 6.6. Like right when they announced that Kim was filing for divorce, 1 week later, whatever, God was like, nah, this is my son right here, 6.6. And Forbes was always on some white supremacist shit, like down at me for 3 years. They like, oh, Kylie a billionaire, Ye not a billionaire.
You're gonna talk about God and come with 6.6. Just go ahead and drop the other six. Yay!
You know, and even in my Forbes, if you read the article, it's like it's drenched with some like Jackie Robinson. Everything is say, duck, nigga, blank, nigga, duck, nigga. What'd you say?
Jackie Robinson was.
Yeah. So the idea of what it even means to be a billionaire, but to not color inside the lines. You know, my mom was born into a drinking fountain. They
I actually love coloring in between the lines, and I have a correlation about this is a theory for people who uh, color inside the lines, and even go around and make a border first, and then come in and shade it in real nice. Mhm. Um, I like to think that those type of people are better drivers. Those are the type of people that know how to drive within their lane. They don't, slide over and drive in between two lanes and swerve and stuff because they value staying in between the lines. So if you was a good colorer, are you a good driver too? Because I know that I am. I actually pride myself off of bending curves within my lane. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
told her what fountain she could drink out of. Now we born into a vote. They literally call it the black vote.
Yeah.
And by the way, we blood of Christ. We blood of Moses. We're not just a color in a crayon box. And if we knew that, who we really were, we'd treat each other differently. We'd treat ourselves differently. So when you say, I'm black and I'm proud, like, but of what? What concept are we understanding? They say go see the African History Museum. Why do they start when the boats came? Why don't they start with the drums?
We was kings.
No, they don't want it, but we are kings. But the 400 years doesn't have to deal with slavery. It has to deal with the Bible. It has to deal with us being disobedient to God. Right? And that's why we farm land that isn't our own. Record labels, the NBA, Hollywood. These boys be scared. They be sitting there. Michael B. Jordan be telling my cousin, like, man, I want to do what Ye do, but I'm just, I'm right here. Or, like Kevin Hart be like, man, I like that. I'm envious of what Dave Chappelle
count on how many names he dropped. Yeah, 18 names. I just realized that. I'm like,
boy, this there will be blood. Stop fucking with me. Because y'all fucking with my money. Y'all doing shit. I got 80 accounts right now. I got people that's like, why I got 80 accounts? That's that Bob Marley through the toe. You understand? I make hundreds of millions a year. Then I look up and it's like, yo, I got 30 extra people came down to Sunday service. 30 other extra people. That's 30 cars, 30 flights, 30 mini bars, 30 movies. Who watching? Ain't nobody load up this movie. Who wants to see? Well, I wish I had a name of a funny ass movie that don't nobody want to see. That would have made it funny. But who want to see this movie? You get what I'm saying? These is moves, and I come up. It was one dude working on me. I said, how many storages I got? I said I got 8 storages.
I was gonna say white girls too, but I don't want nobody to think I'm hating. Cause white girls one was funny, but a lot of people didn't like it, especially a lot of black men. They don't think it's funny that the Wayne brothers went and put on white face to become white women. They just like, what the fuck? That shit is goofy, but that shit is hilarious. And but when he said a movie that nobody would want to watch, I just thought like white girls too. But they could actually do a white girls too, and it probably would actually do okay in the box office. Like, I mean, so I'm just saying, here we go.
And then my wife, because she's still my wife, it ain't no paperwork.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. He said Kim is still his wife. But yes, she dating the fucking date. What's his name? Uh, Pete Davidson. Woo, woo. Open marriage.
So
Did y'all hear me? Open marriage. Can you say it? Open marriage. I guess they just separate, but they not divorced, and they probably would never get divorced. He's gonna fuck who he wants. She's gonna fuck who she wants. They're gonna do what they want to do. If they decide to come back together later, that's their business.
I gave it to her because she's really good at storage. She loves this is her pastime is like organizing. So when she went to the store, she's like, "Oh, you got 36 storages." That's
Kim's favorite pastime is organizing. You know why? Because that's what she started with Paris Hilton, organizing Paris Hilton's closet. That's what she was.
that's a silent murder. That's gas. It's like poisoning you slow through the wasabi or something in every little piece of sushi.
You got Japanese.
Actually, Italian. She need to come over here and organize some goddamn shit for me. Kim, give me Cabo.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Let's switch it up to the
Japanese whiskey. Hey, welcome back. I'm trying to get the biggie.
What's that? Don Julio? No, what's that?
The biggie's gonna be no biggie. The biggie.
Everything in.
Okay. Over there popping bottles. Okay. Jesus. So as Biggs walked in, I don't know if you seen that was Biggs right there, but I always.
Tell her what I said when you asked me if I'd do a versus with Jay.
He said no.
Why I say I wouldn't do
Because
it?
he's the boss. That's what you said.
Right? That's big.
We recorded.
That's big.
We got the box. Get this box, man.
Okay, yeah, please, yo, we don't know if you know. Our show is about
Drinking
giving people their
and
flowers while they're
talking
alive.
and exposing
We need you to know
and getting people
how
to
much
slip
you're
up
important to
and
us.
say shit.
Yeah.
And also giving people their flowers. That's what he say. Giving people their flowers while they're alive. That's what he's saying.
I said it in the beginning, but I want to reiterate this because I want you to really know, how many, not just black youth, not just Spanish youth, not just white youth, but how you are really an inspiration to a whole generation. You made people dress different. You made people, wanna really have their albums produced greatly again. You bring that back to hip hop.
Low key, I have a feeling that if anything ever happened in the world and we somehow, like civilization had to start all over and everything was destroyed, that the only clothing item and shoes that will exist will be yay clothes and shoes. And that would be like the custom, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we wear. You know what I'm saying? Like this is I don't know. Like it's kind of very I don't know, next world, new world type of attire to me. Like the end of the world, space age. I don't know.
So you want to use some biggie? Yeah. Oh, wait, let's get
What is it called?
No glass.
What do you call that?
There's a new glass right now.
Chaka,
Babes, I'm sorry. It's 10 a.m., but you're going to drink too with us too. God damn it.
10 a.m. and they
I'm
drinking.
looking dead at you.
You know what's funny? I just bought a bigger house last night.
That gets me every time that they be drinking in the morning like this.
That's my house. My home is when my daughter FaceTime.
Oh.
My house is that backpack. Nice.
Okay, so this is what I was going to ask you. One of the most controversial records or most dopest records I've ever heard you make was Biggs' brother, used to be. And I thought that was so honest because a lot of people, I believe the word jealous is not a bad word. Sometimes you can be jealous and say, I want what this person wants. That doesn't mean you're a hater. Hate is something different. Hate is I despise you. And I felt like that's not what it was saying with that record, but it was like, I want this slot, and I'm gonna stop at no means of getting this slot. Am I incorrect?
What's the difference between covenants, jealousy, and aspired? Like to be influenced. Okay? Think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I think about when I do things, I go and be on my monk. I'm just traveling the world. I have a home, stuff like, but when we go in, like we was doing the listening sessions, we want to make it hurt. That's what competition is. We made everybody push their summer back. Drake pushed back those release dates. That's for fact. That actually, that actually happened. And then they had people come out saying, oh, he the other thing I saw this thing that Styles said about this going back and forth. I understand it's interesting to people, but man, I love Drake. I love all artists, period. But not even to mention Drake. I love Drake. I love all artists. So let's have Drake just have his spot of what he meant in my life specifically and what he's meant to rap. Okay. Over the past decade specifically. This is I would say the most if I wasn't me most of the time. But this is a very important artist that actually added something to the algorithm. Just watch this. It's like our phones have what do you call the hard drives and the way somebody that's more technical. The microchips, right? The processors, right? We are God's ultimate iPhone. We are God's favorite creation. So if Steve Jobs was God, we would be his iPhone. And we are simply programmed. And we go with the program, and some are unprogrammed, and some of the unprogrammed.
He really trying to get that Apple check, ain't he? iPhone, Apple.
Programmed are people who they say are crazy, or people who go off the rails, people who end up homeless. And the program are the people who go with the program.
Yeah.
And you have this thing, like when I said, when I hit you with a WYD, you better not hit me with an HUY. You better be like, hi, with a bunch of I's, or hey, with a bunch of Y's. And so it's, people who heard that song would text me back with a bunch of I's or a bunch of Y's. We just right there adjusted the programming. That's simple. That's what media, that's a mind control. It's all about, can you be a part of the programming?
And that's why they use these celebrities and people of influence and politicians and even preachers and pastors, teachers, professors, even your boss, like people in high up positions who can set the manner of how things flow and things go in the military even. Yeah. So let's see.
What I say to Drake is he added something to the algorithm as we become more civilized and more sophisticated. The style of rap that he was doing was more sophisticated than the style of rap that I grew up on. Now, I had notes from Nas and Rakim, and obviously from me, but also had notes from Sade. Right. Had notes, and people want to make jokes about that, but it made it.
I give massages to Sade.
There you go.
I play Sade. I give massages. There you go. So you a real nigga. Just throwing that out there.
Sade.
I'm sorry, cut you off.
So that made it. His music was more accessible. There's a time when rap wasn't as accessible, and he created this thing that actually has good melodies in it, good music in it, that became massively accessible. So it's sort of like the iPhone. Music is such an interesting thing to create, a genre to create in, because grab music right now, grab it with your hands. It's like it's in the air.
Intangible, right?
It's intangible. It's intangible, like the concept of a relationship.
And then use it to program and control, along with all those other things I named, to keep people walking in the same line, doing the same thing, talking the same way, dressing the same way,
In this GTA,
thinking the same
we
way.
are an idea. So, for instance, I gotta say this to Boo. I kind of feel like he knew that I was working on cities. He knew I was working on cities. But when you think about a city, who you think about? Akon. So I feel like Boo's like, man, I'm gonna let you know, Ye about to drop his city right now. I get
Wyoming?
Yeah, it was just period. Civilizations. This is your man right here. Was like, yo, you working on that Epcot, cities of the future. I'm like, man, how you know? He said, man, I know what wave you on. So,
because nobody never liked it to go to Wyoming until you went there. I'm just
yeah, or even afterwards, apparently. Some people afterwards.
They only came to Wyoming for you. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah, it was a step. The problem is, they say, I was talking to Jay Prince and talking to Elon. We're going to do another drop.
Are you talking about Elon Musk?
Yes.
Yeah, 29.
Elon Wilson. Okay.
Elon Wilson.
So I was talking to Jay Prince and talking to Elon, which I
That's an amazing combination.
Yeah, it's an amazing spectrum.
Right.
It's actually closer than we think.
Wow.
Why is it so far?
Wow. Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? When I think about certain people's ability, like Biz is someone, he know how to read a contract. That's how it's very few of us that's 7 feet tall. There's very few of us that's 3 feet tall. We all play our position inside of this modern day Wakanda that we actually in. We at the brink of it. You know what I'm saying? After this interview, I possibly could be taken out. But the interview has happened though. Because I've infected y'all to think in the Ye way.
We infected.
Views or no views, it's out there.
I'm just telling people, like investors, people we have SPAC. I was with the black white person. First of all, we all beings alike. We're not even classified under race. But if we're gonna be inside of race conversation, don't be telling me what you done did for the black people. I started the black SPAC or this black investments for hair clippers and what you think I might be into. I remember being out in San Francisco.
Stay away from hair clippers.
Bro, it's like I ain't never made money with that one person from Silicon Valley. Have you ever saw the show Silicon Valley?
Yes, that's a great show.
Like the opening episode was Kid Rock performing, and he said, "I'm Kid Rock," and then nobody clapped at the end of his performance, and one dude said something. See, that's Kid Rock. He the brokest person here. That best describes my experience in Silicon Valley, whether I'm sitting with Google, whether I'm sitting with Mark Zuckerberg, whether I'm sitting.
Silicon Valley is actually trying to be the new banking system. They're trying to take over the world. They're going to take over the world, but take over part of the new world situation. But they're trying to take over banking. As well as what else they trying to take over? Shit, medical. I think they're behind what's going on. Strangely, with the virus situation, I believe big tech is like a lot behind. Like a lot of money has been invested in this situation. Like what's his name? Bill Gates will say, he said out his own mouth, you know, the same way I created um, the virus for a software program, I can create an antivirus as well. So it's double beneficial, as far as make money go, if you could give the antivirus to solve the virus issue. And I'm just saying Bill Gates because he's a tech guy who turned to a doctor and a farmer and a politician and all types of shit. He got he got his hands in all types of shit. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, just big tech. They low key behind the scenes pulling a lot of strings, and the cryptocurrency. That's them. That's them. And I didn't know that with cryptocurrency, with the blockchain way it's set up, every transaction will be monitored. So when people having issues with Biden trying to get the feds to go in anybody account who has transactions equating more than $600, people don't want the feds and the government all in their bank accounts. When it comes to cryptocurrency, everything is being documented, everything. So in China, that's something that I believe it was China that I heard that that's one of the concerns out there as far as the authoritarian type of dictatorship civilization with cryptocurrency. That's like their main currency now, I believe. I try to get into cryptocurrency too, because I feel like inevitably that we'll end up going in that direction, but I just don't know how soon. I mean, I'm seeing machines and shit pop up everywhere, so and places are starting to take it. But big tech though, big tech behind all that.
Man, I already been shadow banned. They shadow banned me in the middle of the election. So what I got to lose? I don't use Twitter anymore. I'm friends with Jax Dorsey. I get shot. I said, man, why y'all shadow ban me? He hit me back and said, I don't see anything weird here. Cause you not looking. You gave me a I didn't inhale ass answer to why I got shadow banned after I went to Haiti.
And you know what shadow ban means? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
They don't see your stuff.
What is shadow ban?
Load up. If you go right now, load up Emmanuel album by Sunday Service on Apple. If you don't type it all the way to the very end, it ain't gonna pop up. Yeah. It's little things inside of.
But let's be clear. You on Twitter at one point. Remember? You was kind of.
Yeah, but did that get it right for them to shadow ban?
It's freedom of speech, though. So we're taking that away.
Yes, and what was the craziest thing? Exposing I had 10 contracts that everybody around me knew I had 10 contracts. Everybody that supposedly cared for me knew I had 10 contracts.
You're not on Def Jam no more, right?
Oh, I'm off of it now. But what I'm saying is, I signed contract after contract after contract after contract, and it's like one of my skill sets is not reading. One of my skill sets is not counting. And people are like, oh, you need to learn how. Man, I ain't telling these niggas learn how to dress. I'm not telling these niggas. But if we moved as a family and a community, you know what Jay say, we could fall, we could be each other's crutches. Mm-hmm. We could benefit each other, but the system tears us apart left and right. Jay this way, Dane that way, Ye this way, Virgil that way.
And that's what people feel with the LGBTQ community and the black community. Like there's a division trying to be placed there between also the vaccinated and the non-vaccinated. There's a division trying to be placed there. And race has always been one of those divisions that they always try to put there in status.
We stronger
religion
together. We impenetrable together. We have to vote.
Real quick, shadow ban. So shadow ban, past tense, banned. Block a user from a social media site or online forum without their knowledge. I gotta roll this over. Typically by making their posts and comments no longer visible to others. That's shadow ban. Just learned that today. I be having issues with Big Brother on some of these social media platforms.
We impenetrable? Impenetrable. You can't get through that. Can't get through. Some using that one.
We have to vote as a block.
Right.
We vote.
Like, I would have voted for you for president. Yeah. I don't know. Did you see me on the campaign? I went on a campaign. I was we talked about it a lot. I was like 5. Yeah. I was by myself. Like, a lot of people supported me, but I supported you.
Coming up.
When it's on TV, praise God. When it's time to get free, the only way we're going to do it is by leveraging anchors. Like the Jewish community is not the most people in America, but they understand how the collective they leverage to have a position that serves them. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I keep on saying is we're us. We're a collective. Humanity, we're a collective. But we so easy to get into like an ego thing. Just like with the Drake thing, man. I love Drake. I was just telling you things that he was doing in the professional game of rap that was throwing me off. And then, okay, I bit his ear. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. That was Mike Tyson, Holyfield. That was professional sports. We in professional rap, meaning it's too many people that get paid off for either of us for something to happen to either of us. You know what I'm saying? So when we on a record talking, I'm gonna do this. No, you're not. You're too rich, man. Okay, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and why, and life is just so fun and it's lit, and we get to be professional, rappers for a period of time out of our life and pull in this energy and have people talking about it. But it's a certain responsibility. I think that it's a redemption, a redeeming quality. This is what I'll be wanting to sit down with Drake to say this, just as an OG to him, is the redemption. Like I asked him for the beat for TSU. That's my favorite song on CLB. It's like, Mama is not around, Daddy is not around.
CLB is my certified little boy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm not gonna do a joke like, man, you ain't know the name of the album. Listen, man, I live in my own world too, man. I'm not exactly you or him, but I live in my own world too. I'm kind of the man in my shit, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so you don't have to say sorry to me. I'm fine with you not doing that. I feel like going. You did it one time.
They not drinking as much as they normally do, though.
Oh shit, this is great. But the redemptive quality is like that third verse, because if you just leave it as is, it's gonna stay as is. And for me, in my opinion, Lucy and Grace ain't got no problem with it staying as is. I got a problem with it staying as is. I gotta, it's funny. I called Damien Hirst that did Drake's cover because I felt like I didn't like the cover. I felt like he was trying to troll him or something. I love Damien Hirst. I just bought a couple of his pieces right now. One of my top 5 favorite artworks of all time is these animals he put in embalming fluid. So, when you do my interview, what y'all should have is these things just pop up at the bottom. Like, yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Don't worry about it. Kind of similar to this scene in The Sale that had J-Lo by Tarzan where a horse separated like this. So he actually did this, and I bought a dove for my family, for my wife, to put it there, and I bought this black sheep because that's me. So I bought a black sheep. It's an actual black sheep and embalming fluid, and it's by Damien Hirst, who did the Drake album cover. So I'm thinking you bought a real black sheep, but it's physically weird. It is. Okay. It is. No, I actually bought. It's a rich nigga shit. I actually bought 1,200 living sheep. Okay. But I bought one. So you're a sheep herder officially. Yes. So that was the easiest thing I had to say. So it's that third verse. I used to rap like this. I would say, girl, and give me no ass. You need to go down. And the next line would say, the pastor said I need Jesus, so I went to the church and let the water wash over my season. I always gave a redemption. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like what Bone Thugs told you about, feds sitting with them saying, make negative music that's going to put more of us in jail. It's documented. You can load it up. Wow. So we do that, and you get like of God people, Travis Scott, Drake, Kanye West. We of God, God's plan. Right. And then we make these songs that don't have a redemptive quality in what we're saying, because maybe we're trying to look harder or be cooler or this, that, younger, whatever it is, and act like we ready to die as much as people who really got.
People care more about the bread, the bag, is what they say. What I call bitching out for the bag, selling out for the bag. People care more about making money than they do about the morality and the progress of their own people.
Oh yeah, I put everybody on a group text. Everybody gets a group. And what I don't like is like, when I'm talking about who's in this group text? It was Jay-Z, Kim Kardashian. Jay-Z got nothing to do with this, by the way. No, he's on the song. Jay-Z's on. Wait, see, this I talked to Jay at the wedding the other day. He didn't know when he did the song that me and Drake had a problem. So after it came out, he's not in it. That's just I did it before the fact. But what I'm saying is, so it's that Trav. But then Drake says, it's like, say, I'm going to put you on a guild, or have somebody put you on a guild, which means put you on a t-shirt, right? And I'm talking to everybody that's in this community. Drake said that? On the album. No, not on a group text. He said it on the song. Okay. And I'm talking to all these, Kid Cudi, Pusha, Drake, Jay-Z, Kim, and Trav. One of the lines I said that was legend is I said, I'm worth more than all of y'all on this text combined. You said, that was a what? What did you say? That was I don't know what you just said. He wrote that in the text group. Everybody. Yeah, that was one of the elements of the text. Okay. This is an intense group chat.
So to be worth so much money, why do a lot of these stars when they die or when they in jail, they end up in the deficit? They can be like $2 billion rich right now. So let those situations occur, then they like all of a sudden, oh, you owe taxes. All of a sudden, you owe this, oh, we season all your property, even your fucking awards. They be taking people awards, okay, along with their cars and their property. Like, I don't understand this fake facade of rich.
We in a league.
It's so weird.
We in a league of our own, right? It's like the NBA. Life itself, but then also this like celebrity.
Just like race is an idea of a concept, money is too. Just an agreement.
They have shit that's called like flagrant fouls inside of the league.
So in this group chat, did you tell Travis Scott that was a flagrant foul?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because the thing is, he could have put the line on without everybody knowing. So that means I felt like everybody should go to Drake and be like, you ain't saying that to North Saint, Chicago, and Psalms' dad. Because he could be saying shit that's poking at me and driving me crazy. And then if I do something that seems crazy, then they just blaming me. It's like every nigga that got locked up, it's a reason. They didn't do it just because their life was perfect and they had all the opportunities in the world and they dad brought them up. There's very few people like that is just born serial killer. That's what they want to do. People are always there for a reason. And ain't nobody like, I had this conversation where Drake is like, I never fucked Kim. But I was like, but you acted like you did. You got bars. It's like hidden heels, give your wife the chills. You doing all kind of, it's like somebody throwing a marble and hiding their hand or something like that. It's like all that's disrespectful.
Y'all actually had this conversation.
We had this conversation. And this is all, and to the point with Kim be like, I don't listen to this nigga no more. This nigga acting like he fucked. And like, we ain't never really, we never really had that conversation. Like, I never fucked Kim. Right? No, but what about did you ever DM her? Did you ever, what I'm saying? Everything else around it. Because it ain't about just the actual act of it. The act, the anticipation of something is what we live in. Now is the shortest moment of our life. Yeah. Now that was just there is just gone now. You know what I'm saying? So you could be sitting there like, did he not? That's worse than if you, I would have rather you did, and I just actually.
So you can deal with it.
Yeah, deal with the finality because my mind, I'm like a Xerox printer. I'm Christian, but I'll tell you something. I talked to a healer that said, I'm dealing with resentment from multiple lives of disloyalty. Of the way I felt, with Virgil going to Louis and just things like jealousy.
So it actually was a problem? Because that's what we heard.
Yeah, I was jealous. What do you mean? I'm a human being. And people try to tell you what to say and press and what to feel. Like, you don't feel that. You was in my situation and you riding. No, this is the other thing. Sicko mode, they would play it at the kids' party. So I'd have to bring my kids to a party with this man threatening my life on a song. Welcome to Calabasas. And then they wonder why you end up, in the hospital. It has to be some type of respect, a male perspective, a God perspective, and some type of community leadership. And I'm the leader. And that's what I told
Laura Hill.
Yeah, I told Laura Hill. I told everybody. I'm the leader. Let's look at it. Let's open up this Bible. Your grandmother's like, you need Jesus. You need Jesus. Man,
don't we all?
Praise God. Because all of this that we
People
doing,
be relying on everything.
now God is pointing at me and said, this man worked
People be relying on everything except God.
And that's pretty good.
Okay? People need self-healing.
First of all, I said that before. We gotta take the black version off it. Cause I'm running circles around, all the other you know what we're gonna do? Yeah, that black or white. But what we're gonna do to the world? I gotta make some noise for that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you got me hot, motherfucker. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, like, look at Moses. In order for Moses to be Moses, he had the ability to be able to take down anybody else. That's my thing. If I'm a rap on a song, if I'm gonna do a beat, if we talk about money, whatever we talking about, I'm gonna be the Moses of the situation because that's what God anointed me, that skill set to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have Drake write a verse. You wouldn't have Virgil do a song.
But didn't him and Jay-Z do a part in his song where Jay-Z said they gave was like Jesus and Jay-Z referred to himself as Moses, but now Kanye is Moses. Okay.
That's why I said I put him on a group text and it wasn't about the Magic Arc'teryx or Kid Cudi dress. It's like, you know how it is. If you texting a girl or a girl texts you back, they might just to gain some position, text you back slow, different things. Let me tell you, as the leader, I don't operate like that. Don't be on my phone texting you back slow. If I'm don't be on my phone. That don't work with I'm a Xerox printer. Meaning I can see a dinosaur bone and build a dinosaur out of it mentally. So if I hear a verse, I'm gonna build a dinosaur. I'm gonna hear a dinosaur bone out of a line too, because people could look and be like, "Oh, he never did this," but that don't mean that line hasn't built an entire dinosaur bone. And this is a perfect time for me to come back because you got to understand, I was
Xerox and building dinosaurs. Okay.
Yay. And then they started making more yays. Watch this. Yay is like this encompassing thing.
I thought Xerox made copies.
Beats, production, videos, this. And then what happened is you get Rocky dressing better than me. Tyler making better videos. Drake, more records. Virgil, higher position in fashion. And J. Cole, more backpack. Or Kendrick, better bars and stuff. So I literally had to go like Thanos, and I don't want to have to be the villain. But when I went and did the Donda thing.
Does anybody else feel like Jay-Z and J. Cole got the same hairstylist?
They talk about goats and this and that. It's like, because I affect people 20 years older than me. I affect people 20 years younger than me. And that's what it factually is. And you got to know who you is, and you got to tell people who you are. Man, I got this money guy. As I'm up here disappointed, because actually I got to stop screaming at white people. But I got this money guy that said, yo, you got 80 accounts open, which is what I said, it's the hit. It's a way to kill me. And he was just dismissive. He was like, man, I just saw what Trump did with this SPAC.
That's weird. Yeah, I have to stop screaming at white people. He's being funny about the people that worked on his tour for the Donda album, and how they were saying that he was very nasty, rude, and mean, and demeaning, talking down to him and yelling at him and walk the bam. But things enough to working out, and nobody left. But that's what he mean when he say I got to stop screaming at white people. Why do people can talk crazy to you, but you can't talk crazy to people? I'm just saying. Even we know why. We know why. Because when I say people, I'm talking about specific people.
And you can do this. I said, man, when I do it.
My phone's on a timer. So what I should have hit is
We're
not
gonna get up
remind
to
me.
Elon and Bezos and Arnault territory. And he just says to me very nonchalantly, well, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be all that. 3 minutes later in conversation, he's talking to me about you got 80 accounts open and this is ridiculous. He said it at the beginning. Wow. You know, I said I already heard that. I started raising my voice, and he checked me like, "Who you screaming at? Who you screaming at?" But it's like, boy, when you dismissed me, and when I tried to stand up and you pushed my shoulder like that, that's a part of the programming in schools today. I seen my son do his homework at Sierra Canyon. Because Daddy got his own school. Called Donda, named after my mom. First black female English chair at English department at Chicago State. So
wow, you're
and it's math. And it's got 3 eggs and 2 eggs. It says 3 plus 2 equals what?
Because Brother Umar don't want to help.
And the next one has 3 eggs plus 2 eggs, and it says 2 plus 1 equals what? And he says 5. And see, the picture was wrong with the number. Right. He starts getting frustrated. He starts crying. He doesn't understand. And I was there, thinking he was too young for me to explain it to him. I was like, no, this is getting you prepped to be pulled over for no reason and think it's okay. This is getting prepped for you to be the person that deserves the job and someone else get the job. They hire Virgil over you. And you think it's okay. You can't say nothing because you a sellout to black people if you say you got to go get a hug. You know what I'm saying? They getting you prepped. It's prep school, right, baby? It's preparation for your limitation. That's deep. That's deep. We in these schools right now, baby. Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna get killed by the end of this interview? I'm just gonna try my best. No, you're giving it to me. It's gotten worse. You're giving it to me. You know what I'm saying? But it's a part of the overall slave ship and the slave mentality. When I cut my hair like this. Did you cut it yourself or a barber did that? Let me tell you, I should have cut my hair myself because I was in Europe. So you paid a nigga to do that? No, tell
his
me.
daughter.
Exactly.
So he didn't cut it?
It's funny that you say that because I asked, he kept on like cutting it because you got the barber. If you ever cut a plug in somebody's hair, your barbershop might shut down. I cut hair for a living back, 14, 15. I used to do that to buy clothes and also to buy music equipment. Okay. I got a story. We're going to get into some real rap shit. I had to just give you some, all TMZ existence, yay thing at the beginning. So, damn, what was that train of thought? We're talking about the barber. Okay, so if you cut a plug in somebody's hair, you could lose your job. You can. I remember I used to cut hair, and I had like one day I had like 6 clients. I had the most money. I might have had like 120. I don't know.
When people give you too much of a story, 9 times out of 10, they are telling you the story. Get it? Telling the story is the respectful way of trying to tell a grown up that you're lying. Cut your own hair.
So he cuts my hair, and I'm going through this thing an hour. I'm like, I'll take a little bit more here, do this here, blah, blah. And after this, it took all the life out of this man as a black barber, as a African American, as a blood of Christ, as a Hebrew, I'm telling y'all what it is, right? So, and he was so disappointed that he didn't even charge me. He just walked away like, man, I did this to Kanye West. Something that you asked for too. Yeah. And then a few days later, I cut my hair. Now, mind you, I thought it was lit, and only God, the universe, the video game, that my haircut.
And then
but the fact that my haircut and my name came at the same time was slave name. Yeah, it had to be something because to do that, this was harder than wearing a Trump hat. Because every time, it's my image, I'm fly, so it's just. Everything is like, you get your hair cut, it's Friday night, I'm finna go to the club, or I gotta go to a wedding, or I gotta go to a graduation, or I'm going to my job. As a man, as a black man, your lining, your haircut means so much. So then, I'm sitting in the mirror at the hotel, and I grab it, I remember, oh snap, I have a barber skill set and an art skill set. And I start cutting, because one of my homegirls was like, I think it need a lining. Cause it just looked really.
It's still lined up.
And I was like, I ain't finna get no line. I got $9 billion to the line. I don't need no line. so then I cut it a different way, and the name of my basketball team is the Doves, the Donda Doves. So I started to cut it like a dove. So this is actually 3 doves cutting my hair. And what I like is one patch would grow back and it starts to make these layers. And I said, I'm an artist, like a process artist. And I like to let people in on the process, like what we did with the rollout. So when you see the hair, it's like you see the process of the haircut. You also see the process. It's like a representation of my thoughts developing because of how close it is to my, to my head. Right. And then the whole thing is it gotta look hot. At the end of the day, like it's girls that hit me like, yo, I like that mask. Because when I wore the mask,
Old text us and told us, don't tell them, make sure you don't walk in with that white mask.
But I got the mask on me actually. I was actually about to start giving out haircuts because apparently this is about to be a thing.
Yeah, a lot of people gonna bite your shit.
Yeah, and my barber name is Edward Niggerhands.
I like him already. And I like the fact you hold the hands to it. I like that. If you want to light up, you can light up. You want to light up, you can light up. It's okay.
Stupid.
No. You thinking about
Like what?
Oh, you my Joe Rogan. Let's go.
Oh shit. You're about to smoke.
Hey man, I'm not a real smoker. Y'all ain't gonna embarrass me.
I mean, apparently you're not a real drinker either.
Somebody light it for a minute. So let me ask you, this is kind of a serious question, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember when Nas named his company Ill Will, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that he had to change the name of his company because it's easy to say like fuck Ill Will, but Ill Will is an actual person. Ill Will was his actual best friend.
Yeah.
So was it ever a time when you said that about naming your album that? Because let's suppose somebody don't like this album, and somebody could say fuck Donna. They're not saying fuck your mother, but they're saying fuck the actual material. Did you ever feel any concern about that, naming it after her?
Not at all, but I have seen them do these things. When everybody said they like Donda way better than CLB, they had this thing where they had these football players coming up saying, "What you like better, CLB or Donda?" And then they was like CLB, and then one of them was like, "Yeah, fuck Donda." I was like, "Bro, that's my mama."
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm saying. He just took a hit of the blunt. Probably didn't even inhale.
No, but so
he
you did feel that
from Chicago, he chiefing.
Yeah, but he was saying fuck the album.
Okay, so moving on. Who was it that you said you wanted to work with, the baby, and you couldn't work with him?
Oh yeah. It's like people in my camp was trying to protect me from working with the baby. It's so funny. I had
the baby or little baby. I forgot which one.
That's weird.
Well, it was really hard for me to get in contact with both of them. In all actuality, I had to tweet to really.
You had a red hat on at the time, though.
No, this is after I had a red hat, but I still got a red hat on today. I'll let y'all know that. I might not got it on, but I'll let y'all know where I stand. Yeah.
But that was one of the thing of your first listening session was in the Mercedes Dome in Atlanta. That was one of the standout things when one getting to hear you and Jay back together. Yeah. Getting to hear Jay say that this might be the return of the throne. Yeah. But he did say, I told him put that red back. See that red hat all along.
Yeah, that was funny, bro. I literally got on some like Michael from Goodfellas, like going crazy. Like, it ain't like that. You can't tell me what happened, man. I had gangsters trying to take my hat when I was little. It was like, and then, but I did get him though, because I heard that he was watching on the third listening session.
Okay.
So we start off with Jail and song. And then it's like,
he's not on it.
It's the baby.
Yeah, it's the baby. He's not on it.
Yeah.
We watched that too.
Yeah, and he had to be like. But the baby verse is hard to make. You know what's another thing? It's so funny. I was sitting in the studio with, I was sitting backstage at Soldier Field with Roddy Ricch, and the baby, and I was like, yo, God really got a new level of shooters around right now. They in another algorithm. It's a whole thing. The way the baby be rap, he go into that beat and out of that beat, around that beat, he'll give you the melody. That man was the #1 streaming artist for a reason. This is like Terminator 3.
Yeah, he got a flow.
I understand people like a slow flow here and there.
But anyway, I was trying to read about Dove, talking about he cut some damn doves in his head. He ain't cut no doves in his head. Those are mistakes. That's what those are. A whole bunch of mistakes. Where y'all see doves at? I'm gonna have to
She gave me a sample for The Truth, and she gave me a sample.
Look at that picture. I think I got one in my phone. But it says dove symbolism and meaning universally. Dove bird meaning is purity, is the living thing of the three-dimensional world that has been chosen to represent the human concept of enormous quality, sacredness. Across cultures, the dove represents purity, gentleness, devotion, beauty, and faith. That's the nice side of it. But I'm going to keep reading because I know it's another two sides of every coin, right?
Nas couldn't. In Chicago, we call it sniping. Nas is my favorite rapper. I said that many times. I said this is my favorite rapper. But the moment when it shifted was the when Nas couldn't rap that style and Jay-Z could. And I think the moment
I need you to clarify what you mean. I'm sorry.
Then is that your bitch when y'all in this ride, when y'all in this seats, and like how we rap from Chicago. Like how we call it sniping, how Bone Thugs
like double time.
Rap.
Would you say double time?
Twisting. Yeah, we call it sniping, right? So, but Nas, he don't snipe. He don't snipe like that. And then the thing that I feel affected Jay was actually death of auto-tune, because auto-tune didn't die.
Right.
Actually, it's like the most. I think the most influential artist actually of the past 10 years is Future. Most important, most influential to our sound today. And then you throw in, Chief Keef.
You ever took an ecstasy with Future?
No. And then also one thing is like with Soulja Boy is top 5 most influential. And I'm not gonna argue with you niggas about this at all. Soulja Boy is top 5 as far as to what we are today.
Yeah,
it's like
take him off your album.
You ain't hear that verse?
No. He was a character. I think what you're saying.
That nigga.
The verse wasn't good?
No, but I tell you what though.
I wasn't ready.
Who you talking?
I tell you what though, Soulja Boy is the future though. Future, the future is a couple people. Right. I got some things. Even when my style is like, I never like touch the sky and gold digger that style. I only liked Can't Tell Me Nothing and Say You Will, and that's why I'm still here today, because everything is moving around us. You know what I'm saying? It's like my wife changed the thought of the idea of beauty. You know what I'm saying? It was white girls at her school that used to talk down on her for having an ass, and now it's white girls that go and get ass. So
stop. Kim didn't always have an ass. Y'all know that girl paid for that ass. Just like she's influencing others to go pay for asses. That's what she do. She influenced others to go and pay for their bodies because they're not content with the one that God given them. That's Kim.
Can't Tell Me Nothing. My thoughts behind it. I didn't Can't Tell Me Nothing. It was for him. And I got DJ Toomp to do the drums because I love what you know about that. Let me tell you about when Atlanta took over rap. It was Bone Crusher was the moment. It changed. That's when Atlanta took over.
We never scared.
Yes. That was because also you gotta understand, I'm like Kobe, LeBron, or Michael Jordan, or Phil Jackson of rap. I study. I understand the game. Also, I'm
Atlanta wave.
I'm the player president. I'm not.
The Atlanta wave of music, low key, kind of usher in the rock culture into hip hop. okay, with the skulls and crossbones and also with the polish, um, swinging the locks and shit, like while you swing their hand, and rock concerts and stuff like that, and moshing pits and things like that, uh, that Nook, if you book, boy, Nook, if it was on 10, people was about to fight. You listen to that music, that way music, that's when violence started picking up in clubs and shit too. It went to a whole nother level, okay? When that music was coming out, Lil Jon, from the window to the all that music from Atlanta. During that time, that ushered in a whole nother wave of type of people, type of partiers, and the influence of, like I said, rock and roll. Let's say hip hop.
When you say take over from the perspective of what? Because Goody Mob and Outkast and what they were doing was changing. It wasn't. Too. It wasn't. Now I'm not gonna say that.
See the difference between Goody Mob and Outkast and them and what they were doing. It wasn't really club bangers. They had some nice club songs, but people want to run to the dance floor for "I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson." Ooh, I am for real. They want to run into the floor for that song. I mean, they'll sing and probably drink to it and maybe have a nice little sidebar conversation, but they weren't getting crunk. See, when it was time to get crunk, that's when the other wave of music was coming in with this shit. That lean with it, lean with it. People, that was different. It was different. It was just a whole nother situation. That music.
Goody Mob and Outkast, it wasn't as street.
Right. Okay.
As
You
T.I.
go
It
street.
didn't have all the.
Oh, he talking about okay. Well, nah, yeah. T.I. is nah. T.I. is the father of trap.
Donda, named after my mom. My mom saved my life. My mom was like, I'm keeping Kanye. This orphanage is going to provide, first of all, the way God is, we already got, what do we call them, bed nurses? All right, so this is like when you go and get your ultrasound, they tell you if your baby's going to come out. Okay. In hospitals today, they would tell a black mother that the baby not going to come out today because we are inside. Us as 12 tribes of Judah, as a member of the Hebrew people, we are still inside of our genocide. 50% of all black deaths a year is abortion. And black deaths a year is abortion. And Plan B was created by Margaret Sanger with the KKK for black population control. Wow, you're getting deep right now, yeah. This is what I cried about during the election. Those tears is gonna be gospel someday. And what am I doing? I know the guy from Texas got a lot of backlash for changing the laws. I'm not in a position. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is providing a plan A, an opportunity where you can bring your children. If you feel like you can't take care of them, you ain't got a place to take them, you don't have a support system, we got a place that's going to have. I'm like, you thought I wasn't going to try to get killed in this interview? Dr. Sebi's diet, based on Dr. Sebi's diet, saving not only black children, but all God's children, giving an opportunity of a utopia. Because the reason why we ain't get our 40 acres and a mule is we have 40 acres, we have more people. We have more people and we have leadership with the leaders not strategically taken out of the community in the 80s and the drugs and guns put into it. And then the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? The 808 exists in the lower chakra of your body. The majority of content that's related to the 808 is killer or sexual content. The original 808s was
I gotta say that every time I hear it.
So that means it's an actual sound in the track that you don't realize is there. That is fucking up your entire frequency.
I'm training.
Today, every time I hear a car come out, it's 808. But if you think about
African it's kind of like my number too. My life number is 8, 7, 8.
It was upbeat. It was the drums. Now it's like, and all of this is a bigger, and it's like Man, at this point, it's like they should have killed me when I said George Bush don't care about black people. I ain't got nothing to say. They SNL making my wife say I divorced him on TV because they just wanted to get that bar off, and I ain't never even seen the papers. We not even divorced. Wow. So how we? Because that ain't no joke to me. My kids want their parents to stay together. Mm-hmm. I want their parents. I want us to be together.
But if you to be together too.
If you look at the media, that's not what they promoting. Right. That's not what they want. They want it to be a new wedding, a new episode, a new TV show. And then they have people all around in my wife's ear. You know what I'm saying? This is publicist that's next to her. I don't fuck with her.
Ooh.
That was as clear as you can say. Oh, you thought I wasn't going to try to get killed this interview?
He is so funny.
All right. Yes. So this is a game we play with all our guests.
This nigga keep talking about getting killed.
So let's get into some games.
So it's called Quick Time with Slime, right?
Yeah. I do not want over a house, and I don't fuck with some of them nannies either. All right, what's the game?
Okay.
You talking about her mama. You gotta be.
You either pick one or the other, or you pick one and damn shit, got me good. You pick both. You pick both or neither. If you pick both, then you take a shot. All right.
Neither or both.
Neither or both. Okay. Tupac or DMX?
Oh, they same, and they both here right now. Both of them are like.
Yo, see, X is on your shirt. So you taking a shot?
I said same. I said they the same, and they both here right now.
That equals a shot.
Both of neither is a shot.
You pick both.
We doing a shot of this?
Yeah, you can do a shot of that.
Before you say his point, between DMX and Tupac had more of a universal flow, okay? And DMX was just more hood, more gutter. You know what I'm saying? It was a little darker. He had a dark flow. It was different. It was just different cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I gotta have the luxury, the celebrity version.
Okay.
It's gonna be a shot.
Okay.
You want the shot? You want the shot? Yeah, man.
Okay.
I don't,
Okay. So this one, I don't know where you're gonna go with this one. Common or Talib?
Oh, definitely. Common. Are you, man? Oh, no.
I actually want them to do a versus or a Black Thought, maybe.
Quali. What you talking about?
No, I gotta disagree with you. I'm taking a shot. Just gotta disagree.
No, you can take a shot, but you asked me my opinion.
Okay, your opinion. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. My opinion is like everybody knows that Common is a thousand. Only thing I don't like about Common is he like works for the Democrats to be saying all kinds.
Anyway, before we get to he'll talk about Common and his politics involvement between Common and who you say Talib Kweli. Common's more commercial. It's more universally accepted, but Talib Kweli, he be spitting on the beat, baby. He be spitting in between the beat. He be playing with the beat, baby. When he be flowing, it's not just all melodic and flow and you can't almost step to his music, okay? Please believe. Now, coming, he be flowing. He got that flow, okay? He got them bars. He got the flow. He's very poetic with his shit. Deep thinker. He put his stuff together real nice too. I like him, okay? Chi-Town, you know what I'm saying? I like him too. But Talib Kweli, low key, he's a quiet killer in the game, okay? Him Mos Def together,
Like whatever they tell him to do, this is a light skinned nigga be doing. John Legend ass niggas, bro. It's different.
This one I think is gonna be a little hard.
No, but also Kweli be getting up and like come back home. Home where, nigga? You know what I'm saying? When I got a difference of opinion of Trump hat, it's like, nigga, Kweli, you single-handedly kept baseball caps in business. You the last nigga with this type of hat on to tell me where to come home to. You know what I'm saying? And just turn up. And then when he was on here, he didn't tell you the story about when me and 88 Keys picked him up from his house, drove to Marina Del Rey, and had breakfast together and vibed out. He didn't tell you that I feel that the Black Star album is the hardest album since Dark Fantasy. This is the best album since Dark Fantasy. I've been talking about, it's an agenda, it's all control, man. It's like, crabs in a barrel. Jay-Z got this, my favorite line. He said, but why would crabs shouldn't be in a barrel? So how you going to tell me how crabs are acting if they're in a barrel? Of course they put it in a barrel. What you talking about? But yeah, man, it's like, that's my issue, man. And all these like backhand, he's a billionaire, but fuck him being a billionaire. There need to be more billionaires. He in thin air, but he not like Dave Chappelle. He not like down with the people. He not that. Man, you can't tell me what I'm going through in my life and whether I'm with the people and adjustment of how I should be like you. If I be like you, probably I'll be where you at. Now, if you take the average 99% of people say, do you want to be Kweli or do you want to be Ye? Most people gonna want to be Ye, Kweli. So like you told that man, don't give me no advice. Don't open up a book. Read yourself to death, man. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. People be so like,
they got a little horn in it.
Oh, I'm well read. I can't read that well, bro. I can't count that well. That's not my skill set. But tribally, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a real word. I'm sure it's that quality.
Everybody ain't trying to sell out for the game and sacrifice family members, baby. Everybody trying to do all that to stay relevant.
You gotta understand, Shakespeare created 30% of our language.
Witches and stuff. Everybody ain't trying to do all that, yeah.
That's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hard for it to be a black billionaire, and it's so hard to get a Post Malone. You know what I mean? Like a white black dude or something. It's very few and far between that somebody can figure it out, because the game and society in America has been made for us to not figure it out. So all these books, when we go to college and we discriminate against each other, because we got this degree, they ain't gonna add up to shit to us getting a job for another white person. And I gotta say that, you know why? Because I was separated from my dad, and I just now understand what happened. My mom was an actress, but she also had a B plan of being an English professor. And she went for a gig, and she didn't get it, and she went to be a professor. Now, her and my dad are separated.
I'm beside myself.
But I was still in town. Okay. She got a job offer in Chicago from this white organization, Chicago State University, and it separated me from my best friend.
Aww.
So I had to grow up around people who didn't understand me, who didn't love me. People was looking at me as an opportunity since I was 14 because I was a prodigy. I've been had industry friends, so to say. Oh, we're going to go over here and we're going to get some beats out this nigga. We're going to do this type of, because my mom separated me for the opportunity of more money. Society is set up to have people go away to college, go away here, and in between your dorm room and your college, or in between your hometown and where you got to go to school, it's going to be a bunch of liquor stores. It's going to be a bunch of strip clubs. It's going to be a bunch of malls. It's going to be a bunch of things that we do that when we don't have that love, like a kibbutz. We need Christian kibbutz. We can have communities. Be as close. Kibbutz, like Jewish people have this type of circular community.
Like a community center?
No, it's like where they live and where we need to live, where the grandparents can take care of the kids. It's better to have a grandparent taking care of the kids than a nanny taking care of hired love. Right. You get what I'm saying? That we move as a community. And as a community, we will not fail. There's communities that didn't go into slavery, like I think it's in Masada.
Okay, hold on. Let's just quick time slide. I want to go there.
All right, let me do a shot. And I said all that to say that we got our opinion with Kweli. I love Kweli. I never really liked the way he rapped.
He was so high on your son on college dropout.
We can never mention Kweli and Kweli in the same breath. Keep it going.
Okay. He ain't like how he came through on that song. I'm trying to catch the beat. I'm trying to catch the beat.
Oh, I love this. Let me tell you.
Your motherfucking hand is hot. Hey. Stop and some hot. Hey. Moving your high, that's so again. Hey.
When I die,
That song was hot.
On my tombstone, it's gonna say, "I deserve to be here because I signed Big Sean." So I'm not quite sure of your pick. Yeah, you're not quite sure.
What
So,
the flying?
Big Sean over Pusha T? No, I'm saying that the best thing I've ever done was sign Big Sean. That's a beautiful thing.
The best thing I ever done. Oh, he can die happy because the best thing he ever done was sign.
I think you said the best. Okay, hold on. Nah, man, look, they let that. Man, I know this man mama, bro. You know what I'm saying? I changed this man's family. And both John Legend and Big Sean, when I ran for office, got used quick by the Democrats to come at they boy that actually changed their life. And that's some sellout shit. And I don't rock with neither of them. And I need my apologies. I ain't saying they gonna change, but niggas is scared. I feel you. They, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got 100 talents. They got them under pressure. And you still haven't signed to your contract? Is he still on? Man, when we sign, we just working for the white labels. We ain't signing nobody. This ain't independent. Yeezy's the only 100% owned independent, you know, black owned or whatever.
So maybe he didn't mean what I thought he meant.
But you get what I'm saying? Like when we sign, we don't sign someone. We're signing someone to the bigger Vivendi slave ship, to the bigger universal slave ship. Right. Y'all saying, all these tweets is crazy. You know why Prince gave me the song Jail? Because he liked what I did. And he's like, I like what you did with them contracts. He said Prince gave it to you. Right. Man, he definitely. Guess who's going to job tonight? You know what I'm saying? Gemini spirit. Because he was on that tip. Yeah. Just people remember, you talking about Prince. Yeah, I'm talking about ass out Prince. And yeah, Prince trying to get away from corporations, disconnect. Prince with the slave on his shit. Yeah, slave on his shit, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, bro. This man. Okay, we gotta get through quick, John. Alright, go ahead. It's not gonna be quick, man. Let's just I like if you want your flowers, it's like, man.
You see my face is like that. That's the face you make when you having a hard time believing what people are saying.
It's like, okay, well if I'm crazy and it's up, then it's up. Let me move on to the next question.
That's me doing my up dance. Y'all can't see the Biggie.
Biggie for me, but equal level. They equal geniuses though. I love that. Okay, let's hear it. I gotta take a shot. Yeah, we know that's okay. No. You
ordinary people.
This is just on the CEO level. This is not artists. This is not.
We don't know which way to go.
With John and Sean John.
Sean John. Take that.
No. I just know I have to rap thing. Buff is my goat and twin. Goat and twin. So you're not letting. So with Sean and John, you know, Pusha voted Democrat, voted for Kamala. We ain't seen her since the election either. And I ain't seen Whole Foods. They got 94% of the black female vote. You would have thought Drake was running.
Kamala. Yeah. I'm just trying. Yeah.
Outright diss me to the public.
I don't want R&B when she be talking.
Man, I'm not gonna do that. Like I didn't diss Virgil when he took the Louis thing. You know what I'm saying? These people came out, and then John Legend, he sounds so white. He was like the rapper.
And we know how he feel about the rapper.
It's like, where is God in this conversation? You know what I'm saying? Who do you work for? Because if you don't work for God, then you're working for the devil. So who you working for at this point? I'm a man of God. God got me covered. And as long as I'm alive, God's not finished. God damn it. All right.
I see that. Let's make some noise for that. I got them Serena. All right, you took your shot on that one. On G.O.D. You take a shot.
Just CEO. Absolutely 1,000% Dame.
Y'all see the muscle? I just wanted to show y'all my Serena Williams muscle. You understand what y'all know about them? They deep. I don't know what to do with them.
I
don't know how to take that one. But continue.
like, and I'm also Jay and Dame combined. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Dame has the vision to see it, and this man, I remember.
But Jay played a game.
With Steve Rifkin or something. He said, oh, Dame is in Ye's pocket. Hey, white boy, don't never speak on me and Dame. Don't ever speak on our situation of me taking care of the man that put me on.
Beautiful. Beautiful shit.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what you think I'm a man. Not everybody gonna make the money. You know what I'm saying? You got to community. You got people who can figure out how to earn.
Like, yeah.
I was one of Jay's best earner. Anytime he needed that beat,
I know. That's what you was talking about. Coming to take your beats.
You know what I'm saying? Anything ever need.
That's what we talking about. Was coming to take his damn beats. Okay. I got my glasses like, yay, I'm ready. He got
here.
sunglasses though.
Money I got, this is my family. I'm never gonna let nobody speak on our relationship.
Beans or the game?
No, Beanie, because even though I talk about
So you went with Beanie?
Yeah, Beanie.
No shots there.
Yeah, because of I always envy, I was jealous of like Busta Rhymes, how perfect he rapped. You know what I'm saying?
Would you battle Busta in the verses?
What'd you say?
Would you battle Busta in the verses?
Man, I'll battle anybody. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna say. Like, that's it. Battle anybody. I don't care. You tell. I excel. Okay, so Beanie, just because I'm like, I'm in that like sophisticated kind of like, if I hooped, I would hoop like D Rose or Curry or Kobe or something. Like, I'm real like slick. Like, you just look at my color palette and my whole. I'm like on some like Puff Daddy, like real. And Beanie, all the Rockefeller rappers really had, Freeway was like the closest to like the ODB. But I used to say when I wanted to rap, I was like, man, I cut one of my fingers off to have Busta Rhymes' voice. And his skill set. Now, when I wanted to be a rapper back in Chicago, so Beanie is that, man, woo. Like, we were just listening to What You Do Is Wrong, Wrong. The way he was on it. And by the way, here's another thing. I still owe Beanie money, and I've been trying to give him this money for a minute. He gonna get the money. He gonna get the money.
Cash app him. Shit. You can sell him.
Because he made up the name Yeezy.
PayPal.
He used to call me Yeezy.
Biggs just texted me that.
Yeah.
Wait up. This you can.
What's my face when somebody lying? Suspect. Somebody trying to pay you back? How hard is it for them to come give you your money? It ain't hard. I don't care if I don't talk to you no more. Okay? You can find me. You can find me. Please believe. You can find me. Give me my goddamn money. Goddamn it. If you owe me some money, then give me my motherfucking money. Talking about some, I've been trying to give them money. Nigga, you rich. You'd have been all over the world 20 times over, and you couldn't stop by to go see Benny Siegel and give him the money that you say that you owe him for your name. Like, that don't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of like somebody that's trying to not pay somebody back.
So he made up the name Yeezy?
He used to call me Yeezy. This is the thing. People who took a liking to me in volatile situations would always give me a nickname. So it seemed like I was like cool like them. So my boy Mali, that used to sell guns.
This is my boy Yeezy.
He's completely legal. He called me K-Rock. When I would be like on 79th and stuff like, So that was Beanie's name for me when I was at Baseline. Yeezy. Like on some, no, that's Yeezy. Like, make him one of us. He let me wear a state property chain. Like, he really just embraced me. Because it was like, yo,
most money, man. You do. That was real. That's some real shit right there. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Okay.
And I've been trying to give it to him. I was like, man, this man made up it's like, the lady who made the Nike swoosh, Phil Knight, went back and made sure she was straight. Or the lady that made the fidget spinner. I don't know if she's straight yet, but she
Who the nigga that made the thong? Because he needed to.
When did Cisco?
Yeah. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Kiss or fab?
Sheesh.
Take a shot? You can take a shot.
No, the thing is, I'm gonna have to say kiss, because what I want to cut my finger off for? That voice. That voice.
Yeah,
and
that
then,
voice.
man, he's still, it's so funny, man. It's just like,
Still wrong.
people, when I was, back in, early in my career, rappers used to, stop rapping. And now it's like, niggas just really have something to say and have a great perspective.
Yes.
Like, when I work with architects,
because so many people not saying shit.
This architect is
That the
80 years
old
old,
school
just turned
rappers
80 in
become
September.
back. It takes
Look at,
over the
Pusha T.
game.
Look at me. I'm actually 44 years old, and I'm competing at the highest level at 44. It's like LeBron or 7-ring Brady. Competing at that level, and that's how That Jada's, and obviously Fab, both of them got bars. I just always loved. Also, another thing, it's like they was in the game before me, so me and Manop used to ride around Chicago.
John Monopoly.
Yeah, John Monopoly. We used to just ride around and marvel at, the new Swiss Beats with them on it, and then Mace Murder and DMX, and this is our, man, I'ma always look at people that way. The way that I always see them as gods. As,
with the lowercase G.
Nas or Jay Electronica?
Well, it's Nas because that's who, because Nas is my favorite rapper, because it's Nas.
Right.
What do you mean? It's Nas. Nas is Nas. He's ordained in our video game to be the best rapper and considered to be the best. It's Nas. His name is synonymous with greatest rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nostradamus?
Listen, one time I caught him with bands on. I didn't like it.
I played basketball against him, and that's when I knew hip hop was dead.
He can't walk for shit. He can't walk for shit.
That's so funny.
His friends be letting him win, so he thought he was but I had to let him know.
Ain't too smooth to rap. To play basketball.
For Brown or Timberland? Beat-wise only.
I'm gonna roll with Timberland because of the sample style and the fact that when he came through Virginia, and Virginia is a very...
Or else from Virginia as well, just in case you don't know.
And that was a shot.
It's so stupid. Who was this person getting some drink? Is that? Oh, no.
I'm gonna call you about that. I'm from Virginia too, yeah. Come on, take a shot. All right, salute.
Oh, they got a pour?
We really want to give you your flowers. We want to give you your praise. You're really one of the most inspirational people in hip hop. I've never seen anybody like when Yeezus drop, when the sneakers drop. I see people outside the doors, and it makes me be so proud that I can call you a friend. I can call you a person that I communicate with, and I really, really am proud of you. And we fucking love you out this motherfucker.
Salute. Salute.
You gotta take a shot. It don't count. Let's do it. So, all right, cool. We moving on. Holy moly, guacamole. This is good.
Oh no, I gotta give at least one short explanation about Timberland. The reason why I say Timberland,
He's from Virginia.
that's the reason. No, it's that kind of Fred Hampton, Devontae, Jodeci, that chord, that church thing, that Detroit, Deep House, Chicago, Deep House, those church chords. That's it.
Okay.
Timberland was one of the main thing that we do at Sunday service. Is that we want to do Fred Hammond. We want to get Joseph. Right. Yeah, so even when I did this album, Emmanuel's a Christmas album, our notes, you would think it's like some Catholic choir, but the notes have the updated operating system. It has those type of chord progressions. Right. Now, mind you, like Pharrell get them the chords though.
Because you know why? I feel like Pharrell is actually lost members of Native Tongue.
Yeah.
Did I get that accurate?
Yeah.
Because like you guys weren't tough guys to quote unquote, but you guys were hip hop. Is that accurate or I'm a little Habiki got me?
Yeah.
Habiki got you a little. Okay, alright. MPC 3000 or MPC 2000 XL?
Yeah, the 2000. I use the 2000. So I gotta go with the 2000.
You know, I don't know. You still using it?
Yeah, I still use it. I still use an ASR and a 2000.
Yeah. Okay. Analog or digital?
I just say analog. Right off back. I like shoot stuff in 16 millimeter. But we use Pro Tools.
Okay. Right. So, Fat Joe or Ja Rule?
Well, Fat Joe, because I grew up. He had Gotta Flow, Joe.
Gotta flow, Joe. Okay. Puff Daddy or Dr. Dre?
Well, Puff Daddy because we twins.
I like that. That's enough. We're good.
Man, also he got that. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's that.
Pump everything, man. Everything.
Yeah, that's like what Consequence is like. That's that bop. Like it's just like Puff's bop that's closer to like Dre's got his bop is like the West Coast bop, but I really was like also trying to put the shakers and trying to be all the hitmen in one.
So Swiss Beats or Just Blaze?
Well, Swiss Beats definitely because Just Blaze is a copycat. He get credit for the blueprint, and I did the first half of the blueprint. He just copied my half. And look where I'm at today. Look where he at today. So that should show you. No, what do you mean? I be here, and then it be all over the radio. I have my girl from Chicago be a Hot 97 and listen to the radio. It be another Just Blaze song, another Just Blaze song. No, I like the originators, man.
Okay.
I don't mind the copycats too. And by the way, you just gotta say it like it is. You know what I'm saying? I said if somebody copy me, I'm like, you copy me. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell Trav like, yo, you copy me, boy. And it's like, but I love you, but just know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But what about that time that T-Pain talked about when Ye took his line, told him it was whack, flipped the words around, but pretty much said the same damn thing. What's that called? Biting or copying?
Men on the same text.
I don't know.
I said, stop it with the funny mess. Like, we ain't operating.
Rhyme.
Yeah.
Put them two on the same text.
Yeah.
Stop with the funny mess.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Yeah, that's on the song. I'm saying names because I don't like subliminals. I don't like subs, whoop, sub, bait, 808s. I don't like nothing like
808?
Is that just be straightforward. Whatever it is, I honor that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, hey, this is how I feel, this is how you feel, and let's talk on that way. Let's not talk through no managers, let's not talk through no assistants, no bodyguards, nobody using you.
You hit me direct.
Yeah, right? You said, who were you talking to?
I was like, who? He said, formerly known as Kanye. Formerly known as Kanye. That's him. All right, cool. Okay.
Nigga, you are still Kanye.
They both from Virginia now.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Nah, but I look at them as different genres, though. But you talking about if it's videos,
artists.
Yeah. Or whatever in your mind.
Yeah, whatever your mind.
I'll be criteria that you create. That's same, actually. Then.
Same? Take a shot then, goddammit. Come on, baby. We outside. We need to come back. We want to come back. I don't got my own shotgun.
You got a pour.
What you been doing? I've been doing this, motherfucker. How you doing? Salud. What is that? You drinking marijuana? Please don't confuse your cup with that shit. Dominicanos, hey. Hey, I'm sorry. You know I love you as a man, but marijuana, not so much.
Oh, it's try time.
Okay, yo, let me tell you, I want to make clear why I have a major problem. It's a publicist because she promotes fear. And if my wife can be scared, who the main person she going to be scared of? And then after that, who my kids going to be scared of? If you promote the idea of fear and reading every single comment and being in her ear all the time, giving these mid-level suggestions, not one suggestion I would ever take from this person. But all the suggestions I gave my wife, now she on the cover of Vogue, now she a multi-billionaire, but now my relationship is, and then whenever it's something about our press or what the kids' names is, she part of putting that information out, but then she over my house. And I told her on the phone a week ago, I said, I'm being nice. Y'all want to keep playing with me? If it's up, then it's up, because at the end of the day, I got to protect my children at all costs. And if they using their version, I'm using my version, because guess what? I could get Nori number.
That's right.
And what's my daughter's name? Nori.
One of my best compliments I ever had in my whole life. We was going to see you perform, to watch you perform. This is the first time
I know about
northeast,
so to the northwest.
And you grabbed your wife. I was with my wife. You grabbed your wife and you grabbed the
northwest.
What was it? And the cameras was right in my face. I turned red, even though I'm brown. I turned red, and I'm like, damn, I just want to say hi to you. And you said, this is who we named our daughter after. And that's just the biggest compliment I ever got. It's two of the biggest compliments I love. Is when you did that, and when Court Mega said, you learn it on the job and you win it. And
that's love.
I don't know how
that's love.
Do I get a free beat or something? Yeah. This is so great. Okay, Outkast or UGK? Oh,
yeah, Outkast for me.
Okay. That was pretty cool. Scarface or Ice Cube?
I just talked to Scarface yesterday. It's so crazy. And then, I'll be hanging with Cube. Shit. For me,
so shot?
I'm trying to see who influenced me more. I like Cube better personally for like if I play his listen and that, but Scarface is more influential to me as a rapper and to everyone as a rapper. He's another important part because when Scarface switched his style, when he started turning his words like around like Mary, I got the love for it in my life, and indeed another form of life. Jay would add that. Scarface flows his flow. I'm talking about people who added to the flow. You get what I'm saying? It's not a specific thing where people can even rap like Ice Cube, because Ice Cube until he like really did the yay and like added a style to it. His style was kind of similar to mine, where it's like it was sort of you couldn't pinpoint it, you couldn't imitate it, you couldn't. It was just like Cube. Me and Cube is both Geminis. We both saying the same thing. We're both from Virginia.
Yeah, Geminis. He's a Gemini too. My wife's a Gemini. Y'all taking the Gemini.
He's got a unique voice.
Gemini's got the most goats in rap though.
Okay, so basically you're saying Biggie's a Gemini. You're saying space. Or you're saying Cube?
I'm saying
both.
Taste like my music.
Same.
I love both of them, but I'm saying Cube, but I'm saying Scarface was more influential as a rap because he added, like you gotta look at rap like it's the NBA, and there's certain people, remember Kobe used to shoot up like this, or like AI, or people have added things to the overall game. The half of the NBA is like number 23. It's people, and Scarface added something to it that people don't pinpoint enough. And that's specifically when he did that. I would like to get into the science of rap and the science of music. We can get into that.
Go ahead. But we're going to move on, though. Travis Scott or Kid Cudi?
Kid Cudi. Because Travis is a mix of me, Cudi, and Rocky.
Jesus. Okay.
That's deep.
Little Baby or The Baby?
Man, what I was saying is like,
Because you gave the baby.
No, because they both are equally.
You gave, was it the baby or the little baby?
Itself. Like, it's mad people that rap.
The baby, all the love about the way he flows. The little baby could flow too, almost just like the baby shit. The same goddamn person.
I'm gonna go with Lil Baby. Okay, because I did say Lil Baby is my favorite rap. Because the thing is, when I just hear his raps, you know, he was on. It was a concert playing, and it just put me into a mode. It's like he hit something.
Lil Baby,
you know, that's what like rap.
The light skin with the light.
That's what like rappers I feel like lose that ability to really put people in that mode where they want to like do better.
I don't know these
work
people.
out, create, whatever they want to do. It's like if you lose your, because it ain't nothing. It's nothing I said in this interview that's not what I would say in this interview. Not that I wouldn't feel, and I think it's interesting that it comes off as shocking in any way. I'm not really saying nothing shocking. It's like you know John Legend gonna always show up and just do whatever them folks don't do, man. You know, that's not a shocking thing, man.
He got more substance.
Okay, Wu-Tang or NWA?
Definitely Wu-Tang. Would you have
Lil Baby got more substance than the baby.
Wu-Tang or Mardi?
Too late. They both from Virginia.
Mardi from Virginia.
I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go Ray or Ghost.
Sheesh. Sure. Well, Ghost.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit more on the spectrum. I'm a little bit more on the crazier side of things. So I have a tendency to have been emotional in the past and to do things in an emotional way. And the funny thing is, people will say after the interview that, oh, yeah, you made it harder for yourself. I said, no, I made it easier for myself. Don't text me, nigga. I don't want the cap. You know, like, period. I don't like caps. I made it, I want to simplify my amount of friends. You know, my amount of people that I go over their crib or to their spot and stuff. So, yeah, go ahead, though.
Okay. I wasn't ready for none of this. Funk Flex or Kick It Free?
Oh, snap.
DJ wise, obviously.
Yeah, Funk Flex, because it was a part of, you know, people have hoop dreams, you have rap dreams. Funk Flex voice, or he played. I still be like, we play Otis. There is no Otis without Funk Flex. Yeah. There's no Fabi on the album without Funk Flex. I heard him do the freestyle on Funk Flex and Jet. Yeah. To Atlanta, that
I was hoping
the same
block me out. I was like, yo, I want to be flued out.
I like that term. Yeah, so it's funny because Chris Rocker, me and Jay had the song Ham, and I was very into that tempo, the 60 or 120, 50, that tempo that niggas eventually end up being. And for people that not like, I remember Boo called me like, he texted, that's your first single? And he was
embarrassed or?
No, Ham. Was it Ham? Now, mind you, Ham was the first time we ever saw the Givenchy dogs. Because we had Givenchy, Ricardo Tisci, had designer that did the gold cover, that was doing all the Rock Wilders, did that cover. The first time you ever actually saw the dog was on me and Jay-Z first single, Ham. So I remember LeBron was losing in the championship.
I think he just.
And it actually said, "Who's watching the throne?" And I took a track off of what's going to be my album, Follow Up the Dark Fantasy, that I heard when we all was at dinner. And it was the Otis sample. And I chopped it up, and I was going to go to Milan to do something in fashion. And I was about to be late for the flight, and I had a Don C snapback on and a tank top and a Mercer, just chopping up Otis. Because I was like, yo, we not going to lose this game. We not going to lose this game no matter what. I'm going to give you all this. I took New Day off on my next album. I took Otis on my next album. And we got to this big argument because he had this song called Holy Grail that he had Justin Timberlake on. And I was like, we need to put this on his album. And then he's like, nah. And that's why everybody knows Jay is very selfish. And we had a very like...
Damn, I didn't know this. Go ahead.
Come on, it's JC, man.
I got spade. I love him. Go ahead, continue.
We all love
Facts.
we all love him, but you know, he's very selfish. And that was he'll say like, man, I'm selfish. I'm selfish.
Okay.
So he wouldn't give that song. I'm like, man, I'm giving all of
So
this.
what you're saying is Holy Grail was originally supposed to be on Watch the Throne?
No, it was supposed to be on his album.
Okay.
And I said, we need this because we don't need to be losing like how LeBron and them had just lost in this championship.
You wanted to make the album better.
I wanted to make the album better. He wanted to say the album. It's something that I heard that.
That's when y'all fell out? Like,
no, we fell out many times. It's my brother.
Okay.
So whenever you do some J shit and I do some Ye shit, we don't say shit. That's some real shit. So when I get lifted, I don't know why John Legend voice just came up. That's the drinks.
I'm so ready for this.
Alright, so anyway, what were we talking about? The song that
Holy Grail.
No, Holy Grail. You got mad about that. I was like, how I'm giving all this and you ain't giving the equal amount. And I find that in life, period. I find that, you know, I love Jay so much. It's like I love the city of Chicago so much. And it was always like the same thing with Jay or Chicago. They always wanted it to be somebody more gangster. They didn't want it to be Ye. That was it with Kim. Maybe she wanted to be a ball player or something. You know, it was like nobody wanted it to be Ye, or you know, with the LVMH group and different. They wanted to be somebody that's more controllable. They didn't want it to be, you know, they didn't want it to be Ye. And it's always like this uphill battle. You know, it's so funny. I just could never erase the way Tata would look at me sometimes when I go to the studio. And I always felt like it was an air that like no matter how big you get, nigga, fuck you, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And that's how he always makes me feel. So whenever I like get mad at Jay, I get mad at Tata at the same time. I always like I kind of pull him into the same thing. Cause you know you'll never forget that, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what's wrong with my polo? Type, you know. Like, you ain't gonna look me into a
Because you got a self-esteem issue.
I'm gonna keep my polo on. Actually, but they were people all the Rockefeller wore throwbacks because of Negro though. Real talk. Because I would go down to Atlanta and they had the Mitchell and Ness stand in the middle of the Lenox Mall. And I take my little producer money, and I'm a Garmento at the end of the day. My family made the first bootleg Louis Vuitton jogging suits because they would like when they would confiscate the drugs inside the Louis Vuitton bag, they cut up the bags. My family went and would take the patches and put them on the clothes. So that means like when they had Howard Hughes died, they called it the Aviator. My film gonna be called Garmento because I am the biggest person, like I said, in every interview I've ever been in, the biggest person that ever existed in fashion. You could Google it for the past 3 years. Yeezy has been the number one most Googled brand, most valuable brand on the planet. Don't hit the horns, don't hit no claps. I'm still in the midst of something. Go. So back, but somehow we drifted to the
biggest nigga in fashion. Let's just stick with there.
No, it was something in the train of thought that I wanted to say before I got to the thing about my family.
You was talking about the throwbacks.
Yeah. So I would come back to baseline and I have like the Astros, all this stuff. And then Jay would be like, you know, where you get that from? I was like, Atlanta. Then I come with another one. He's like, oh.
I told y'all Kanye, shoes and clothes and everything. He's gonna be the only designer who apparel survived the apocalypse.
And he would be buying stuff for cheaper, and Fab would go and buy his throwbacks from Don.
Fab artist.
And this is before Don became my manager.
Right.
But by the time when me and Don came together, that's what Jim Jones would tell you, that's what we revolutionized it. Because we used to sit there
and be like, interview, boy.
When we get money, niggas ain't gonna be able to see us. When we get this money, and it was me and Don would just be sitting there like, yo, we get this. And when I got it, went to the Louis store, got all these Louis bags, started doing shoots with that. I even bought like the Louis suede. It kind of looked like this jacket, except it's this one shoe where I got the glasses, the jacket, the Louis bags. Things like, what are you doing with all that Louis luggage and stuff? I don't know. It made me feel regal or something like, or some coming to America type vibe. So now Don got a store. Right now, I'm in the process of, I've asked nicely to get my own Balenciaga store because I like my cool. Sometimes people say they go to Balenciaga store and they be like, man, they don't look like how Ye and Kim be looking and this and that. Like, and I'm like,
your pull means your pick, right?
My pick of the clothes that I pick.
What is the official affiliation with Balenciaga? Because a lot of people got mad at Gucci when Gucci came out with this lips where they was mocking black people. A lot of people thought that. But Balenciaga and Gucci are they related?
Yeah, it's the same group. It's Francois Pinault is one of my favorite people. I like, these are my what do you call not counterparts, but like when y'all work in the same field.
Your peers?
Yeah, these are my peers. Bernard Arnault is my peer. Pinot is my peer.
So
Renzo Rose is my peer. Elon is my peer.
Did you ask this
Bezos is my peer. Jack Ma is my peer. I just want y'all to understand who my peers are.
Jesus.
Peers are friends.
Holy shit. Those are your peers.
Steve Jobs, Disney, Hughes. Okay. Now, yes, this is the same company, but man, how about we start owning some stock or some land? What we own? Braids. You can't have braids. What we own? The N-word. You can't say nigga, but you can't buy your house. You telling somebody what they can't do? The person they own the block is saying what the fuck they want to say. And we talking about this our block. You don't own the block.
They
and
should.
You know how you own the block? First of all, it's not even what you financially doing it. It's the way you taking care of the block.
Yeah.
But that's easy for me to say, right? I have both my parents.
I don't understand why the gangs and groups, of the area don't lobby together and protect their neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And rebuild their neighborhood and what I'm saying, buy up the property. Like, that's what they need to do. I don't know what the drug dealers and all these gangbangers, they've been convinced to just get money and spend money, but not actually build anything.
200.
Yeah, I actually bought it that day and I gave it away that day.
Where was I at?
You missed that giveaway. No, it's his pastor. Right. And he had no idea what that watch was. When I was taping, I was at a church called Grace Farms that's designed by these architects that I love named Sana out of Japan. Right. This right went boom. So that shit at the bottom of the screen. Boom, 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 boom. So the pastor was talking to me. He said something. He's like, man, you know why racism? Because he's a white pastor, so he was just instantly talking to me about racism. He said, man, racism is wrong. It's because, God don't make junk. And I was thinking, like, don't say it like that. Don't worry. It's like, no, that's not your explanation for racism. But this man, I'm talking to him about, man, I want to pull my family back together. I'm assuming this interview is not that helpful to that, but
it is. I don't think it'll hurt about it. You good?
Yeah, I think so because I got to get the people up out the life that shouldn't be in the life. That's my wife at the end of the day. So it's like I'm using it because, by the way, I can't do nothing illegal, but this is legal, ain't it? So I'm the priest of my home. So if I need the nanny to get up out there and the publicist to get out there, that's what.
That's your family, man.
That's my family.
Right. That's real shit.
That's my family, E.
That's real.
That's my family, Hulu.
Right.
That's my family, Hulu. That's my family, Hulu.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all should have killed me if George Bush don't care about black people. It's up now.
Yeah, it's up. It's up.
And this my family also. That's why I'm here.
One of the beautifulest things.
Get lifted is my family. And ass. I said, man, do not make your first song and call ass. I always want to make a song that if I'm going through the airport and people sing my song, it's my theme music. When you go through the airport, everybody screams out, ass.
DMX passed.
Give my tombstone. Go ahead.
Yeah, after DMX passed, you not only did design the shirt that I got on right now, but you also attended the funeral.
That's a good circle. The head of Balenciaga designed that shirt.
Oh, okay.
And that's when we started building a relationship because he did a Halloween costume. First of all, he worked at Yeezy season 1. So we were all.
Wait a minute. Wait, the head of Balenciaga worked at Yeezy?
Yes.
Holy
shit. So we're in the apartment where my wife got robbed.
Your friends.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
So this is before then. And inside of this, we got Kim Traub, the head of Skims. She used to be creative director of Yeezy. I brought her over to Skims. They had these weird black wire bras and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm going to give you my creative director because the people that you're in business with, they just trying to use your name. They don't really care about the product. And usually that's how these numbers guys are. And then they start seeing people love the product. Oh, we still care about the product. Okay. We had in the apartment, you had Jerry Lorenzo. You had Virgil Abloh. You had Kim Traub. You had me. You had a few others. I have Lucette, who's the head shoe designer at Yeezy. Now we have Mark Miner, we got from Nike, who's the head of Yeezy Adidas. And you have Demna, the head of Balenciaga. That's what I'm saying. I'm a community builder. I'm going to put together the right people at all times. But the people that have in the past been in a position of power going to try to separate Jay and Dame, separate my mom and my dad, separate me and Virgil. You get me? You see the pattern? That makes it impossible for Black Wall Street. But Wall Street, forever began simply because I thought about it. The way Common said, I thought of our community growing, but we don't, but we not forced to make the choice of whether or not we can afford to have a child. We're not forced to say, I'm going to have to kill this nigga because he said this and this. You never hear about Jewish on Jewish crime. They kill each other in business in a different kind of way, but not actually physically taking a life. So when me and Q went into business on the big 3, what I said to him, what we have to do to honor God is we're going to be noble when not killing each other on business. Business always be like 30-page contracts and us doing or getting some. I don't negotiate. I don't do a contract that's more than 1 page. It's very hard to get me to sign something at all. Why I need to sign something? I pay cash. I don't even pay monthly. I just pay. I pay half and half. Somebody like, I want $300 a year, $200 a year, whatever. I'm like, give me your account number, and then get that $150. And in 6 months, if you did a good job, you get another $150. If you run off after 6 months, and then we just ain't gonna be working again until you apologize. Because I'm the most forgiving person. Because I still believe in you even when you being less than you are. I gotta realize that people taking advantage of me, that's them, they lives being taken advantage of. Something, because I'm a walking Vic. I'm a target. I just say yes to anything. I just can't say no. I'm here to only say yes. That's the key to life. You know what I'm saying?
Just carrying the movie, yes man.
Yeah, yes man. I'm the yes man. Anybody, someone, you want my. When me and my dad bonded, my dad used to have to say, I'm
not me, no sorry. You can always walk over me.
My dad is pitching to me.
I say
my dad ain't had to do
no,
one thing for
and
me.
I know how to let go and also move on. Apology, no apology, I don't care. I move on. Can't let nobody treat me a certain type of way. Hurt me. Jobs, relationships.
My cousin is he used to work at Ernest Young. I'm always screaming at him. He does accounting right now. I said, call Andre. Anything in my account is available to you. And if you spend it all up, I'm just gonna make more money. And that's a multi-billion-dollar situation. That means every dream that the real Steve Jobs, my dad, the real Steve Jobs, but he didn't make Gold Digger. He didn't get the Yeezy. He didn't have the opportunity. But guess what? He made an earner. Like Hoop Dreams. Like somebody's son make it to the league. I made it to the league. My dad is a Christian counselor. My dad sleeps at homeless shelters and counsel people. My dad has a water purification center in the Dominican Republic. I'm just my dad. Everything I do that has any kind of nobility in that place is of my dad. Anything I do that's in entertainment is of my mom. And my mom, and education. Because my mom is, an educator. So what I'm saying is, but I would be the type of person that's making my dad give me a PDF. Right. You my dad. Right. I know I bought your girlfriend CD. Listen. Where do we go with this? But moving forward, right?
See, that's what happened to his mama. I need to stop buying body parts, putting y'all lives at risk.
This is not things that a man of God should do or say.
For superficial bullshit.
You're out of Def Jam, and I felt like you would later being out of Def Jam and changing your name in like the same category.
And what's the question on that?
Because my question is, why, like, after all these years, what are you doing moving forward? You going to be independent? Like, is your next album going to be on Ye? It's going to be on your label? Or how does this work?
I'm going to go public. My thought that I have right now that I'm going to say, I have to put it into fruition so other people can figure out how to make it is, I have the biggest brand on the planet, with Yeezy, with Donda. The richest man on the planet is Bernard Arnault. His last 2 employees used to work for me. So we have the biggest brand. We moved the Gap stock by $2 billion in like an hour when you put my name next to it. And so I'm going to take myself public and create a universal basic income and go public for a T. And we all know what a T is?
No.
A trillion.
Yeah, but publicly traded public.
Yes,
right?
And make a universal, not even universal basic income, but universal wealth. Because if everybody has $100,000 a year, some people could spend it wrong, right, but it changes what we value. Right now, they pumping so many logos and so many, all the wrong kind of concepts, but it's inside of us. We collectively are God. We as a collection, God is in us. So collectively, we are God. As we move, like when they move around Mecca, when you see that, you see God inside of that. The way those people are moving. Once we move and we realize that we just all have to be on one
and the God in you.
Like to do what Quincy Jones did in the studio, but do that to our life, that we all in one accord. When I go and say something that's about Drake, about John Legend, I'm just tuning the note so that we can play a symphony.
I'll let you keep going. I'll be scared to stop you now, man.
What?
Okay, hold it, I forgot we still
What
over time.
is you saying, man?
Okay, this is the last one. Fuck it, because I got more, but this is
How many more minutes?
Mob D or MOP?
10
Mob
minutes.
D, but with Mob D, my favorite group. So
bringing up Queen's Price right now. Keep going.
Yeah. Mob Deep is my favorite group.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
And then it's collected. It's like a tie between Wu-Tang and Tribe, but it's Mob Deep is in Quiet Storm. It's like, you know what I mean? I just feel very like, just even the way I present myself now, when I'm doing the leather, that just feels very. Mob Deep had this like slickness to it. I know. It's like Belly, the beginning of Belly. When I would hear, I think about Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm looks like the beginning of Belly. And that's what I love. I had the most Hype Williams videos out of any artist of all time. And
you can spend that money.
Yeah, me and Hype are good friends. People used to say, y'all ain't gonna get along. Y'all both assholes. This is my best friend is Hype Williams. And what I like this, man, he made Ja Rule look like 8 feet tall. He knew how to. And by the way, Ja Rule is 10 feet tall inside. You know what I'm saying? We kings at the end of the day. So I'm not saying this, but I would never say nothing to ever disrespect Irv Gotti or Ja Rule. I rock with them. I love them. Irv is my man. If I say something that I said, I said with John or Big Sean or Trav, whatever, these are the things this is how I honestly feel as far as like Irv Gotti. I love Irv Gotti, bro. This is like, I just can't just express the amount of love. So I don't even want that to even be taken as like no halfway.
No, we got you. Like, so family too.
So he showed us as kings. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, we do these cameras. If you take the camera, we get some of the things I would do is like put a camera this way that goes this direction because you're gonna look like a god. You took that camera a little bit lower, and when you sit it, my dad was a photographer also, so he explained that to me. And you look a certain kind of way. The press, the way they paint us, you know, will make us feel like that's all we could be. And it makes our ceiling like that. But Hype went in and painted us a certain kind of way. And when you saw Belly, they made sure it wasn't one after that. I did them 2 listening sessions, right? The 3 listening sessions. This shit was the craziest shit. Could Live Nation figure out a listening session? We gotta open.
Video so goddamn long that the file was so large, I had to start another video, and I'm just gonna piece them together just in case you notice a little break in between. Okay, let's keep it going.
The next spring.
Almost done though.
Hype Williams. We're gonna take all that, making people look like who
About
they are.
8 more minutes.
Gonna get down on up out of here. You better. What'd you say?
Elon Musk or Nikola Tesla.
Nikolai.
I don't know.
Well, I gotta say, Elon, you know, because we be too. That's another thing. We be too like in the past, bro. Great, Tesla, great. But, you know, Elon making my cars now. Elon making my rockets now. Elon making me smoke weed with my Joe Rogan, with Nori over here like. Not mine with R. It's like Black History Month. Cancel, right? Put this on Black Twitter right now. Ye says cancel Black History Month. Why? I need Black Future Month. I need Black Possibility Month. I'm tired of seeing us getting hosed down. I'm tired of talking about slavery and how.
Why him and like people like him and Morgan Freeman, you know, our elitist Black people want to talk about canceling some of the accomplishments that Black people did actually get, like Black History Month. Why would you want to cancel that? Why can't you just add to that? Not cancel. Add. That's it. Add. Don't take away.
We should only be so lucky to vote for a woman we ain't seen since the election. I mean, we should.
Jesus, can't go there. Okay, large professor or Primo. Trying to get off break from this.
Y'all thought I wasn't gonna get killed by the end of this interview. I'm doing everything I can, bro. No, we can't. No more Black kids. This is here to remind you of who they want us to be and not who we really are, bro.
It's a pretty safe interview. He's not really putting nothing at rest.
Nicholas Colley we talk about. They don't want you to eat up a sandwich.
Yeah, because they don't love you. They will put up with you, but they do not love us in that way, and they are afraid of what is inevitable. Yeah. You ever seen the kid in Tiananmen Square in front of the tank?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, I got a gun pulled out on me like about 3 weeks ago. I was out in Belgium because I had the full mask on.
Wow.
So it was
a white mask?
No, full mask on. So the cop came, but when he came, he had the gun out at the beginning. And I was like, well, I guess this is it.
Damn. Just that
quick. No, that's just what I thought. I was like, well, because if he gonna pull I'm like, nigga, don't play with me. I don't want to see my mama.
Right.
They'll say God used people like this. You know, that I could come right here and let y'all know y'all entrapped. Ain't made it nowhere.
Right.
Y'all aiming at the wrong people.
You're making it sound like you on a suicide mission then. Well, this interview, baby, ain't gonna get it for you. Gotta come harder. Tell more. And all ears.
How you like that one? What y'all collaborate and listen? Come get me. What y'all gonna do? Y'all me too me? Y'all come up with some type of scam? Y'all gonna come up with something and try to take me? No, God had me for a reason, because if I was at Nike, you think I'd have been able to wear a red hat? You think I've been able to have an opinion? You think I've been able to show you we can have an opinion? That's all you needed to see. We are not immune from who we influenced by. Right here, I'm here to light it up, then I'm gone. But after an interview like this, I did my job. But if I hadn't come to you and said this and kept it to myself, then God couldn't have used me. You know what I'm saying? I only fear God, as I said, and I'm not always obedient. You know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on out here. You know what I'm saying? I fall short. They say Moses killed the man and all the, before God called on him. Man, our freedom is,
there he
first of
goes.
all, let's do everything we can to keep our children as a foundation that has been started. I actually bumped into the gentleman whose dad started a foundation in Israel that gives money to women who are thinking about not having a baby. And that's the exact time that I'm on. That's what we on.
But can you give them a father? How about that? You give them money, but can you give them a father? Because that'd be another reason why a lot of women have abortions. Because the man don't want to be a part of that child's life. That to the point they don't even want to claim that that's their seed. I had on a condom. Couldn't be mine. I heard you've been ran through anyway. You a hoe. You know, 10 million excuses. I wasn't even in town that day. How you know it's my baby? I want to give people money. Can you give them a father? Okay? Make the man wants to be there. How about that? Maybe if the man wanted to be there, then maybe the mother would want to have a baby. And if people stop having sex just to have sex and actually have sex with somebody that they don't mind raising a child, well, you ain't gotta love them. You ain't gotta love them. You ain't gotta be married. You know, I mean, it's better to be married and raise a child within the family, but at least like the motherfucker that you go have a baby with. That y'all can at least have a nice relationship after the fact and raise the kid together, co-parenting, okay? Like peacefully, you know? I mean, I don't know. That's not how it goes though, but yeah, okay.
Now, somehow I made it this far, man. You know, to be able to give y'all this information. Yeah, praise God, bro. And that's, I'm telling you, I know it's also kind of funny when I'm talking about John and Big Sean and you know what it is? It'd be so funny. It's like people, it hurt us, people who love me. Like Charlamagne loved me, but he had to.
You don't have all the answers.
You think about this happen when Biden.
That sway?
Remember he said, Charlamagne, if you didn't vote for me, then you're not black. Well, that showed you how comfortable he was and how much they talked before that. And you know what must have happened afterwards? They got real like, y'all niggas are fucked up.
That's the only time. That was the only time Biden has acknowledged black people is when he wanted their votes. Y'all need to, in fact, we need to build a site where we collect all the votes for black people and signatures and raise money as a people. Oh, anyone black, anyone who identify with black, y'all can all join. Y'all believe in the cause, but we just need to collect all the vote signatures, collect all the money, get like billions of dollars, donated into a fund, and then we can reserve our votes and make people earn our votes. And we have money backing, and we have names. We have people. We have community. We have not only billions of dollars, but we got billions of people that's, you can use all these votes. Please believe. We got the people that never voted before, along with everybody who has voted, old and young. So if you want our vote, then this is our requirement, and you need to fulfill them. And we need to sign this contract today. And if you don't do it, then we're gonna bring you in front of the damn Supreme Court, or whoever we need to bring you in front of, and sue you because you promised when you took our money and we voted for you and put you in office that you was gonna help bring these things to pass. That's what we need to do. Just a thought. We at the end of this interview though. Y'all made it. Let me tell y'all.
That's the part I don't like.
That was a long
That's the part
interview.
because if you king, then let's be kings.
That's
the part we start up our own league. And I'm here battling for us, for our freedom, to be able to build our communities and not be in a position where we have to kill half of ourselves every year. Okay, now they hit a third rail. That was a third rail. Did we take a shot?
I tell you what, they need to refocus a lot of these young soldiers on the street. Who's gonna do that? Ain't nobody gonna do that. Ain't nobody gonna try to build the next, Black Panther Party or our own militia or anything like that, and refocus these young youth who are gun happy and gun ho out here just shooting up each other and everybody out here. Like they're not gonna refocus them and get them together. Like that's something they can do. Our black leaders, kings, God, men. That's what y'all could do. But let me get up out of here, y'all. 3 hours. Y'all made it. Thank you so much for your time. We gave them our time. I need to go ahead and do something with myself now, okay? Hasta luego. Be blessed. Have a wonderful Friday. Safe Friday. Think twice about doing anything ignorant. If someone says something that hurts you, you don't even have to respond. What hurts more than hurtful words is silence. Walk away. Walk away. Let go. You ain't gotta be unhappy anymore. I promise you. I promise you. Be strong. Have a wonderful weekend, like I said. And may God bless. Hasta luego.